subscriber studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
On Seattle Sports.
streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Now that I can start the show in peace without you and G. Scott making fun of my fashion choices.
Nobody was making fun of you. We were just pointing out
Style
a thing.
has changed, okay? Lots of people wear clothes that are 10 times too big for them, and that's cool
That
now.
wasn't even what we were talking about.
But I'm just letting you know it's cool now. It's really, Ian
You
knows.
get-
Ian, you're Gen Z. Isn't that cool? That's what all the kids are doing.
Sure,
Thank you, Ian.
I guess.
That's enough.
I don't know.
Ian agreed with me
How did you just flip this and make it something it wasn't?
because I'm a victim.
Yeah, I don't think it was about the
Ian,
size.
enough. Ian, enough. Okay, so we did get some news. I'm not necessarily starting with it, just giving you a heads up. The Seahawks activated Julian Love, Jaron Reed, and Derrik Young to be, not activated. They designated them to return to practice, which opens up a 21-day window. It's really good news. And we're going to have Mike Macdonald's press conference live. He's scheduled to speak around noon. Whenever he does speak, we'll send you there live. So hopefully some good updates coming and some good injury news to start the day. That's not where we're starting the show, though, because, Bump, you feel like you're missing something. Like when it comes to the Seahawks, there's something you're missing.
Yeah, it's weird because I want to believe. And I'm starting to believe. I said last
Why
week,
won't
like
you just let yourself
I'm starting
believe?
to believe. And then I had to go back and I looked at all the quarterbacks who have won Super Bowls, and I'm like, all right, well, it was the guys who were not like just bona fide superstars. At the time, Russell Wilson was not a superstar.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson had like 4 or 5 years where he was a superstar, one of the faces
But
of
he
the
was
league.
not in 2013.
Nah.
It was a fun story.
Yeah, it was like, oh, look at this rookie quarterback doing his thing. Joe Flacco, not a superstar. He had one of the best defenses in our era. Who's the other one? Nick Foles. Sorry, bear down.
Bear down.
Curtis.
He's a star in my eyes.
Okay.
All right, star in Curtis's household.
But in other people's
But in reality,
homes,
not really a star.
he's a bum.
I wouldn't call him a bum.
Just
Wow.
kidding. I'm just
Most touchdowns in a game.
I'm just
Ever.
kidding. Ever?
What was it, 6?
No,
7.
He's
Seven.
tied.
6, 7.
He's
7.
tied. No, stop it. Other quarterbacks have thrown 7 touchdowns in a game.
Why are you hating
Why
on
are
Nick
you hating on
Foles?
No, I
7
don't
touchdowns
know.
in a game?
You put me in this place.
What did
I didn't
Nick
wanna
Foles
be
do to
here.
you?
I didn't want to be here. I'm agreeing with you. Nick Foles, not a superstar.
Anyway,
That's all.
can I get back to my point?
Sure.
All right,
Go
so
right ahead.
what I was saying is that it's just Sam Darnold. Like, I believe that Sam Darnold is a good quarterback. I believe that he's capable of leading this team possibly to the promised land. But I'm like everyone else to where just when the moment was there, he hasn't really met it.
So you hate Sam Darnold.
I love Sam Darnold. I think he's a great person. I think he's a leader. You
I think
hear
it's
the
crazy
way
that you hate Sam
that
Darnold.
these teammates talk about him. They love him. But when you haven't seen it, it's just hard to really buy in 100%. Like I think he's capable, and I think it's because of what's happening around him. When you look at the Philadelphia Eagles when they won with Nick Foles, their team was just complete. You look at the Seahawks with that defense with Russell Wilson, that team was complete. And when you look at Joe Flacco, that defense was on point as well. So I look at those guys and I say to myself, all right, well, this is kind of like the recipe. Is that you have a quarterback who's capable, but something has to be elite. And right now, this defense is looking like they are elite.
Follow-up question before I play you this sound and get your opinion about it. If the run game was elite, would you care a lot less about Sam Darnold?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, like, okay, well, what are the things that made it? And it's like, well, Marshawn Lynch had, I think, 11 or 1,200 yards that season. It was also one of their better offensive lines. The Eagles have typically always had good run games, but if we're talking about last year's Eagles, obviously Saquon Barkley is a big part of that story.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when I was thinking of like, okay, well, what version of a complete team? It's not just a good defense. It's a good defense, and also everything else on the offense is functioning pretty great.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about the quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
see it.
It's but you see it. It's in the making. Like you see the steps that are being taken. You're still waiting for a couple things to show up, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, I can start to kind of buy into it, but I still need to see a couple things.
Okay. Well, I think the way you feel, Bump, first of all, you're not alone. I think a lot of people feel that way. In fact, yesterday, Curtis and I were asking Nate Tice about it. He said the Seahawks have components that he looks for in a Super Bowl contender.
It's funny that you mentioned the kind of like teams that make the Super Bowl or teams that maybe make a run, is that I think the Seahawks have a lot of the components that I look for. Not just, I think their defense is obviously a Super Bowl type winning defense because of what they can do against a run, pass rush, scheme, because Mike Macdonald's one of the best play callers in the NFL, offense or defense. But just offensively, they have the explosive passing game that I look at, that I consider a component that you need to be a real contender. They're above the number that I look at is 14%. They're at 17.5%, which is second in the NFL. Very, very good. But I think that the run game kind of coming into its own has made them even more valid than I thought maybe a month ago.
And yet he has the same concern, or rather he says, look, I think the concern most people have is Sam Darnold.
The highs and lows of Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's a guy that I maybe like more than most national media. I've always been kind of bullish on him. What he can kind of give us, he can take it away, especially when he starts spiraling. You know, the protection. I think any offense that's a Shanahan-Kubiak offense, like the Seattle employs, and it's as traditional Shanahan-Kubiak as you can get with Clint Kubiak being offense coordinator, is if you don't get into a great game script or a neutral game script or a game script where you are having to come from behind, is do they have the straight drop back passing attack, meaning no screens, no play action, no under center. You just have to get in the gun and chuck it. Can they kind of sustain if they have to do that?
Can they? What do you think?
I think it's hard. I think that's a tough way to live.
I mean, for most teams, regardless of who your quarterback is, I agree with you.
That's just a tough way to live.
Tough.
That's a tough way to play this game, is being able or being required just to chuck the football all across the yard and depend on that. The run game is I've said it before, is a high percentage play. You hand the football off, get a push by the offensive line, and your running back does the rest. There's less room for error there, right? So it's a tough way to live, but it's also something that you need in your back pocket, because you're going to have to be able to throw the ball across the yard and your quarterback do his thing. So it's tough. The recipe is almost there. It's like, you know, I'm sure your mac and cheese was hitting this Thanksgiving.
It was.
But it's
Thank you for believing in me.
It's going to be better next season. Guaranteed, because you just learn, you know? You're just going to learn.
It's crazy how you just said on air when mac and cheese was trash this year.
I didn't. I said it was hitting, but it's going to be even better.
That's wild.
All right? And that's what
I've come into a hostile environment this morning.
You're just straight victim this segment. The run game is Stacy's mac and cheese. It's good, but it's going to be even better.
My mac and cheese was JSN. My mac and cheese was so much better than the run game this year. No disrespect to the run game, but my mac and cheese.
Did you get compliments on your mac and cheese?
George Pickens in Dallas.
Did you get compliments on your mac and cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Don't believe it.
Yes, I did.
You did the tight-lipped.
No, no, I didn't.
But no, I'm sure it was
good.
good.
About it for a minute.
It's not about you, Stacy. It's about the run game, okay? Just use your mac and cheese. I'm sure it was great, okay? I'm sure it was good.
It's fine.
But with years of experience, it gets better.
Look, it didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to, okay?
And that's what this run game is. It's cool. It's good, but it has to get better for these guys to be the team we think they can be.
I genuinely think it can, but I don't think that we're going to suddenly, over the last, how many games left to play? 5? Over the last 5 games of the season, see it take a massive step forward. I think the way that I'm thinking of the Seahawks now, and the reason I liked the Super Bowl conversation today and the Super Bowl conversation yesterday, is you're seeing like 90% of what the team is. You're not going to suddenly become a team that's bad. You're good. You've established yourself as very good. You've established your defense as being very good. There are no warts to be uncovered there. You are what you are. Conversely, you're not going to suddenly be a team that never turns the ball over. You are what you are.
Yeah.
You have 2 games through 13 weeks where you haven't turned the ball over. You are what you are. You turn the ball over sometimes, but you have an explosive passing offense, and that's been true more often than not. It hasn't been exactly true for the last 2 weeks especially, but the last couple games here. We can get back to it, but I kind of see the run game as being part of that too. It's fine. It's fine. It's not going to suddenly become the league's
And
best.
turnovers can get fixed. Like, you can fix that. I really believe that. One week you asked me if they can fix the turnover situation in a week, and I said absolutely. It's just decision-making and ball security. That's something I think that can be fixed or improved faster than the run game just being dominant. It's just decision making and ball security.
Someone said it's good, but not invited to the cookout. Good. First of all, none of you even tried it.
I know you're supposed to bring me some.
So it was gone. Everyone ate it.
Everyone ate it. Okay.
So
it wasn't bad if everyone ate it.
No, it was great. Some smoked paprika. It was good.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm just saying, I think you guys are passing some judgment on my mac and cheese because of my delegation.
I'm saying that, you know what? Your mac and cheese is me on a golf course.
Oh, okay, that's a compliment.
I get on that. No. Let me finish. I get on that first tee. I go on that first tee at a country club. You got those old white dudes looking at me like, oh, let's see if he can. Oh, hell yeah. Can you hit a golf ball? You know, and I surprise them. So, you know, that's you. Your mac and cheese.
Yeah.
It's me on a golf course.
It could surprise people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I've got some people texting in questions unrelated to mac and cheese. And someone else said I woke up today and chose violence. I don't think so. I have had a lot of coffee, though.
That's every day.
I have nothing to say back.
That's every day.
Coffee is like multiple layers of Stacy's food pyramid.
Someone said, let's let the Seahawks make the playoffs first, please. They're making the playoffs. First of all, I like talking about how good the Seahawks can be because it's fun.
Yeah.
And I don't think that this listener's implying that we're jinxing. I don't think so. But I don't want to wait and see them get to a Super Bowl before I decide, could they get to a Super Bowl? What's the fun in that? No, I want to sit here on December 3rd before they've won the division or before the division has been decided and go, have I seen enough from this team through 13 weeks in the season to say they're one of the better Seahawks teams I've seen in a decade? I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys talked about it yesterday, right? Just the chances of making a Super Bowl. Vegas got them as a second, number 2 behind Rams right now. You know? So it's something that should be talked about, and it's earned. It's merited. It's not, we're not talking about a team that's under 500 and
yeah,
struggling.
we're not sitting here lying to you going, you never know what could happen. The Giants could turn this thing around.
Exactly. This is a team that is 9-3, second in the division, competing with the Rams, and have a legit chance. And why? Because honestly, because of the play that we've seen from Darnold at times and just the defense. And you put those things, you combine those two things, what our powers combine, right? You combine Sam Darnold at his best with this defense at its best, you start to believe, all right, if they get hot, they can make a run.
Are the last couple games from Sam Darnold affecting your
Absolutely.
overall? Okay.
Absolutely.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all. I was just thinking, like, when's the last time Sam Darnold looked great?
Yeah. It's been
Washington.
about 3 weeks, almost a month.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, December needs to look good for my guy Sam.
However, I would argue that Sam Darnold never went that long during the season looking bad. I think that the last 4 weeks, 3 games, let's say, right? Let's go back to, so if Washington was the last time Sam Darnold looked like elite, right? Washington, the last time he looked really, really good. What's it been, about 3 games since then? 3, 4? There was no stretch of time during the season where I thought, oh, Sam Darnold's a massive problem. Like, this has kind of been the low point for him, and it's not even bad.
Yeah. Damn, it's been a month. That's been 4 weeks. You got the Commanders. Actually, the Cardinals. He looked good against the Cardinals, right? Decent against the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Decent? All right, so if we go Commanders, it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks.
The Rams game is the worst. That's the low point. It was awful.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad. And that's unfortunate because it played into a lot of assumptions that people made. But I agree with you. I think that no one's talking about this after that Washington game.
He's no longer – there was one point where he was in the MVP talks, and he's no longer in the MVP talks.
I asked you that because I have a couple people, 360 Sam scaring me.
Yeah. There's – look at the Packers, right? The Packers are considered one of the better teams in the NFC, and there were times where Jordan Love was scaring Packer fans. But this is a season. You just got to win ball games, and that's what they've been able to do. What we need to see or want to see before the playoffs start is him look like the guy – that started this season, right? And you got some opportunities. You got the Atlanta Falcons coming up. They are going to blitz the heck out of you, just like the Vikings. They're second in the league when it comes to blitzing, so he has an opportunity to right his wrongs. And then you have the Colts. These next 2 weeks, We got to see a little something before you head into the Rams game.
From the 360, one of the morning guests, I wonder if that was today, was saying that to win a Super Bowl, you need your quarterback to be the reason you win a playoff game. You think Sam could be the reason?
That was Joel Klatt this morning.
Thank you. If you find that cut, Curtis, can we play it?
Here's what I say to that. Sam Darnold is a better thrower of the football than Jalen Hurts. Was Jalen Hurts the reason why they won playoff games last week or last year?
Okay, let's play the Joel Klatt sound. I'm going to bring up Jalen's stats real quick. Go ahead, Curtis.
Seattle, for me, is a team that I think is foundationally as solid as any out there. My only question for Seattle is how does the quarterback play when the pressure starts to ratchet up? That's the entire question for me. I think that the defense is really solid. I really love what Mike Macdonald, I've been a huge fan of him for a long time. And Sam has played elite level football in some areas. And then at some point, and Bo Nix proved this on Sunday night with Denver, like your quarterback has to be the reason that you win games in the National Football League at some point, in particular, late in the season, playoff style games.
Okay. Against so 4 games total for Philadelphia. You're looking at it?
Uh-huh.
Look at that Rams game.
Yeah.
75%. I know he's only 15 of 20, but 75%.
But the numbers aren't crazy. What Jalen Hurts brings to the table that Sam just isn't is he runs the football, right? He scores touchdowns. Had 3 touchdowns against Commanders on the ground. But the numbers aren't crazy. The numbers are 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, 128, no touchdowns, 246, 1 touchdown, 222, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. All right. Was he the reason why they won the game? Maybe look at the Commanders and look at the 3 rushing touchdowns, but you and I know you get inside that 5-yard line, it's a tush push, and Jalen Hurts is going to score a touchdown and take it from Saquon Barkley. I'm just saying.
My memories of Jalen, we'll get to headline rewrites, sorry. My memories of Jalen are that he played his best games in the postseason. Was he the reason they won any of those games? I like that cut. Let's get back to that later in the show and decide. Right now, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, read all about it.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news with Bowden and Stacy.
Headline number 1, Ernest Jones has been named NFC's Defensive Player of the Week for his 2 interception, 1 touchdown performance against the Vikings. What's the real headline?
An edible arrangement is headed Max Brosmer's way. Thank you, Max. Appreciate that. That takes effort from him, too.
Ernest Jones, did you hear his post-game speech? Mm-hmm. I'm not a religious person like that. You know, obviously I believe in God and all that stuff, but I'm not deep in it like Ernest. And his speech talking about God and he found God and stuff, maybe like, man, maybe I should go to church on Sunday. Because Ernest Jones went out there and is balling, doing some things. Maybe if I went to church, some things would happen for me. But Ernest Jones, man, he's a clear-cut leader of this team. Tied for second in the league when it comes to interceptions. He is a baller.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, today is the start of the early signing period in college football. What's the real headline?
And for some, the start of 4 different college announcements.
Sign of what?
Because people keep transferring.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a huge, the Photoshop industry is huge in college football.
Business is booming for Adobe right now.
Oh, man, I remember the days where you just committed to a school and you stayed there for 4 years, you know? Back in my day, you committed to a school and you just hung around.
Didn't you want to transfer?
I did. But I didn't. I stayed. All right? I finished my commitment to the Washington State University. It's weird now. It's so hard for these kids to go D1 now because you're competing with sophomores and juniors who are going to take these scholarships. It's hard out there, man.
Yeah, it's really tough. We are going to talk about the college football playoff rankings a bit later in the show, but while we're talking about college football playoff, any thoughts on Bama's placement, on Notre Dame being in trouble here, in big trouble, looking in all likelihood like they're not going to be making it?
Listen, Bama's gonna Bama. They're gonna take care of Bama regardless.
Truly regardless.
Yeah, and Notre Dame they're one of those programs too, is they always get the benefit of the doubt. It is what it is. Reputation matters and the logo matters. So I'm not surprised though. I mean, this is what the committee is gonna do. I'm more surprised that Miami and where they are. They're at number 12 right now. They got 2 losses. They're not even going to win their conference, yet they are the highest ranked ACC team. That blows my mind a little bit.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3. The Browns have designated Deshaun Watson for return to practice. They now have 21 days to activate him. What's the real headline?
Or in a way that makes more sense for the Browns front office, $10 million in guaranteed money per day.
Is that what it is?
It's more.
Goodness gracious.
$230 million fully guaranteed was his contract, record-breaking at the
wild.
time and since.
Hey, Shedeur, keep fighting them off, dog. Do your thing,
Honestly,
Shedeur. Come on, man.
I think
He
got a
played
pretty
okay
good
last
shot.
game. He played okay. Jerry Jeudy, man, he's a punk for that. Showing up his quarterback like that on the sideline, hollering at him,
Yeah,
or whatnot.
hooting and hollering.
Yeah, that was crazy. But Shedeur, man, I'm on the Shedeur Sanders train, man. Let's go.
Oh, someone said we should have, Curtis, someone said we should have done news flash headlines. So, Bump, yesterday, someone during What I Need to Know texted in news flash, and then they told us, I forget what they were
Something
telling us.
very obvious.
And then Curtis and I decided, I forgot to tell you this, that we're going to start saying news flash more often.
That is appropriate to your delegation.
Yeah.
I knew that's exactly what we said.
Newsflash, buddy.
Newsflash. I just don't do it enough. You know what I mean? I need everyone to do that
It's
once
powerful.
today.
It's actually powerful.
It is powerful.
It
like
is.
something about it it's better when you say it like angry. You know?
Yeah.
Hey, newsflash, okay? I don't have anything to add. Newsflash, there weren't leftovers from my mac and cheese.
There you go.
It was pretty good.
It was bomb.
Newsflash, I know how to boil macaroni.
Got him.
How many cheese did you use?
I think 2 pounds, 2.5.
No, how many?
What kinds of
3.
cheeses?
3? Okay.
3.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
What
supposed
if
to
I
bring me
was
some, though. So
What if I said, just some Kraft singles? I just layered them right over the top.
what's that? Velveeta?
Listen, no, newsflash.
Melt the Velveeta.
Velveeta's
Put
good.
shells.
Okay, I don't know what it's made of.
Velveeta and Rotel's pretty good.
I would have guessed Velveeta's responsible for all the microplastics we have in our body.
Definitely.
Velveeta is really good. I used to cube it off like butter and just like eat it plain.
Oh, wow. I've never eaten Velveeta plain.
You just open up the
I
package
don't know,
and
well,
just.
what's wrong with you? Like that's not a me
I've
problem.
melted it down to make like cheese dip.
Yeah, well,
with.
newsflash, you can eat it plain. It's really good. I mean, I don't know. I'm talking like this is probably 2000. I don't know.
That sounds like
I was a child.
poor. Yeah, that sounds like a
2002,
poor,
3,
a
4?
struggle meal.
A struggle meal.
Excuse me. Velveeta is basically Grey Poupon. It's not a struggle cheese. It's incredibly expensive, probably. That's what my mom told me because she said, stop eating all the Velveeta.
Who's eating all the Velveeta?
It's me. It's always me. I love Velveeta. Curtis is seeing something a little suspicious. In fact, Curtis, you're noticing a bit of a pattern with some former
right.
Seahawks. That's next.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
What's up, everybody? It's Michael Bumpus. Seattle U's men's basketball team is hosting some big games at Climate Pledge. Come see teams like Washington State, and Gonzaga. First game is December 7th against UTEP. Grab your tickets at goseattleu.com/tickets. Red Hawks rising.
Good Dog Auto Glass. When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your bark.
Coming to Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, a holiday spectacular, Thursday, December 4th, with the Clairvoyants. Tommy Ten and Amelie Van Toss are the Clairvoyants, runners-up on America's Got Talent, performing a blend of magic, illusion, and mysterious mentalism. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this holiday spectacular with the Clairvoyants, December 4th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
When you're at home and next to your windows, do you notice cold air or a draft when the wind blows? How about moisture or leaking during a rainstorm? Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years in our home, our window seals started breaking. A failed window can do major damage to your home, and the older the window, the more likely it is to fail. That's why right now is an excellent time to have Harley Exteriors come by for a no-charge consultation. That's exactly what I had done over the summer, and not only were they extremely knowledgeable about all things windows, I found them to be polite, professional, and respectful. In other words, people you want to do business with. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. No payments or interest until 2027. And take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. They'll give you an honest assessment and quote. Go to harleyexteriors.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
The Bump and Stacy Show is powered in part each day by the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer. Dr. Landis, how do patients feel about their experience?
Patients overall tell me that their experience was really amazing. They had minimal disruption of their lives. They didn't have to take time off work. And they tell me it's like Star Trek, where you push a button and the cancer can go away.
If you're diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by master innovator Steve Saleen, this world-class exhibition takes you on a wild ride through the evolution of American speed, from classic muscle to the rarest supercars. Plan for an unforgettable day of horsepower, history, racing simulators, and food. It's fast, it's fun, and a great gift for Dad, doing something you'll never forget. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
I go to Starbucks every day. They introduced the app a number of years ago. I was a very early adopter to mobile ordering with their app. I don't need the cashier experience. I don't need standing in line. I can bypass all of that. That's an efficiency for me. Customers want the same thing. We video inspect all of our cars when they come in for a service appointment. So when we're doing a maintenance visit here, we do a video inspection of your vehicle. The technician shows you what your tires are at, what your brakes are at, what your filters are at. That's what we're sending to people. They open it, they look at it. We generally give them 3 choices. Hey, you can do the minimum, do something in the middle, or do it all. They're in a meeting, but we've met them where they want to be met for quick and efficiency. And that's meeting a lot of new tech customers, but also just transparency, because they can see that video inspection.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
from the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Now, a while ago, we introduced Curtis's Conspiracy Corner. Getting back to it here. This feels like a hybrid between a conspiracy and an observation, but something's weird.
Well,
something suspicious is happening here.
Every conspiracy is an observation, but not every observation is a conspiracy.
Touche,
Yeah.
Curtis. What do you got for bumping me today?
That's deep.
Thank you. Today, I've been just kind of looking across the NFL landscape, and we talk all the time about the Geno Smith trade and the decision to go with Sam Darnold over Geno Smith, and like how that's worked out wonderfully for the Seahawks here to start the season. Maybe results withstanding a little bit here over the last couple of weeks, but for the most part, I think people have been pleasantly pleased with
pleasantly pleased.
Yeah, that's right, with Sam Darnold's performance this season. How about the other big trade that the Seahawks made this offseason? Moving on from DK Metcalf, sending him to the Pittsburgh Steelers in exchange for a second-round pick that was used to trade up, and they selected Nick Emanwuri. That has worked out great for the Seahawks because Nick Emanwuri has been a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball, and it's just year one. He's been fantastic. And then also, you look at DK Metcalf's production, especially compared to the guy who replaced him in Seattle, JSN. I mean, it's not even close. JSN's production has lapped DK Metcalf's multiple times this season. And then also, how about the guy that DK replaced in Pittsburgh, George Pickens, who is probably the second best receiver statistically in the NFL this season. And so it got me wondering, like, okay, so Geno having a worse year in Vegas, DK having a worse year in Vegas, or in Pittsburgh, Pete having a worse year in Vegas, obviously. He's only, 2-10. Tyler Lockett got cut by the Titans and then has latched on with the Raiders. It is not
Requested
done.
a release from the Titans.
Sure. Yeah, I think the Titans were more than happy to grant that release. And so it got me wondering, like, hey, a lot of these guys are having just really bad first years away from Seattle. And then also I heard this clip from Asante Samuel Sr., because I feel so old saying Asante Samuel Sr. when I watched his entire career in the NFL, but just tearing DK Metcalf apart and blaming him for the reason why Pittsburgh's offense has been so bad.
And then we can't even put DK Metcalf up here because he's a non-factor. 3 catches for 32 yards. He is mostly part of the problem. Or he is most of the problem. Did I say mostly part of the problem? He is most of the problem, you know? At the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers needs someone to throw to. He's used to having elite receivers that can suddenly get open, like I said before. DK Metcalf just can't provide that for Aaron Rodgers. And DK Metcalf is the reason Aaron Rodgers is looking so old, because he keeps trying to throw DK Metcalf the football, and he is not even getting the ounce of separation, especially when he's going against press coverage. As much as Aaron Rodgers still wants to win, man, he just doesn't have the talent at receiver to make things happen.
So it got me wondering, like, you hear that, you see the statistical production of a lot of these ex-Seahawks just nowhere close to what it is here in Seattle. Why is it then that all of these guys have had so many struggles away from Seattle? Like, is it something here in Seattle that makes all these parts work together in perfect harmony? Or, like, why is it that they've all kind of gone their separate ways and have not been close to the production? Now, I get, like, Tyler Lockett, he's near the end of his career, but Geno signed a big extension, DK signed a big extension, and they're not seeing anywhere near the production that they had here.
Bump, what do you think?
I think that every situation is different. I think Curtis said it with Tyler Lockett. He's towards the end of his career. Like, who expected Tyler Lockett to go anywhere and get 1,000 yards or close to 1,000 yards? I surely didn't. As far as DK, I think that Pittsburgh's offense requires you to be a true route runner. And DK is not a bad route runner, but when I think of route runners, I think of Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, I think of Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously JSN. In that offense, you just have to win your one-on-one battles. In this offense, I think if DK were in this offense and he were playing the role of a JSN, his numbers will be better. I think Kubiak's offense is just more conducive to a guy just getting the spots. Jason is a route runner. I love what he does, but a lot of his big catches are just deep crosses, going across his own, run the run game influence, the second and third level, and he gets the football. So no, I think that the grass isn't always greener, but I also think that as a receiver, you have to make sure you're in the type of offense that's conducive to the player that you are, and you're putting in a certain role.
Now, Curtis, allow me to, much like when Bump was talking about the moon landing, poke holes in a conspiracy. This is what Matt did. Matt's not here, but I'll do this in his honor. I think that it's a natural instinct to go, well, what about, and that's what I'm going to do to you right here, okay? Now, hear me out. Well, how is what's happened with Seattle veterans ending up somewhere else drastically different than what we see from most other teams? Most teams are going to hang on to players, and the only way those players end up leaving is when they're too much of a headache or when they're old and not as talented.
Right.
So wouldn't it probably be the case with most NFL teams that guys that were great with that team are not as great with their second or third team?
Potentially, but then you counter with like the New York Giants, for example, who was the key contributor to the Eagles' success offensively last year, Saquon Barkley, who are two guys on this Seahawks defense that are essential to what the Seahawks want to do.
Leonard Williams,
Julian Love. Right. So it's not the same for every organization. Like, you've got to be able to spot the talent, and I think one thing that the Seahawks are getting a lot better at now than what they were early on in John Schneider's tenure is getting guys out of here before they kind of reach their expiration date. And I think the Russell Wilson trade was maybe the finest example of that. It was really like the first example of that because, I mean, if you hold on to Russell Wilson any longer, are you getting 2 first-round picks for him?
No.
Are you getting 3 players for him?
Can
No.
I pause and say I want to have as part of this conversation before we hit break, would Russell Wilson have looked like he did if he stayed here in Seattle? I find that to be very interesting.
I think he would. I think this was the best situation for him. Yeah, I think.
Like, would he have fit? Like, as bad as he looked in Denver, as bad as he ended up looking.
Why he didn't look that bad in Denver.
His final season in Denver actually wasn't that bad.
His first season they benched him.
They benched him because he wouldn't waive his injury guarantee.
Yeah, they benched him for reasons that got him in trouble with the CBA.
Yeah.
Or I mean the Players Association.
That's one thing it frustrates me when people just poop on Russell. Like, he wasn't that bad in Denver. He wasn't as good as he was here. He wasn't tossing for 30-plus touchdowns, but he wasn't that bad.
Also, the line that we had for the next couple years after we got rid of him would not have kept him alive the same way the line we have now is working for Sam Darnold.
That's true. It's an objectively better line with pass pro. Curtis, were you going to say something else about Russ?
Well, I think Russ probably would have continued at least for 1 or 2 more seasons, but I think the end was coming soon.
Okay.
Like, it was going to happen. And I think the Seahawks used that experience in determining when to cut bait with Geno Smith as well. And it helped that Geno Smith did not want to be here any longer. So like, oh, okay, well, we'll pack your bags for you. We saw it time and time again with the Legion of Boom guys where they would, retire or they would get cut and you wouldn't get anything back in return for them. Whereas, you got 2 first-round picks back for Russell Wilson. You got a third-round pick back from Geno Smith, a second back from DK Metcalf. Those pieces have allowed you to build out what the roster currently is. You got Charles Cross from those trades. You got Devin Witherspoon from those trades. Nick Emanwuri from those trades. Jalen Milroe was the pick used in the Geno Smith trade. We don't know how that one's going to turn out for a number of years, but like without those trades, the Seahawks are not where they are here on December 3rd, potentially looking at home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the NFC.
Another good conspiracy corner, Curtis's conspiracy corner. The Seahawks have just 2 home games left this regular season, and we want you to be there. Seattle Sports is giving away 4 tickets to the Seahawks game on December 14th against the Colts. All you need to do is open the Seattle Sports app and click the Win tab to find out how. If you don't already have the app, you can text the word app, APP, to 866-979-3776, and we'll send you a link to download. You can also obviously get the app from the App Store. It's a free app. Enter daily to increase your chances to win. This contest runs through Monday, December 8th. Bump, something tells me you've got an airport thing for Get Off My Lawn.
This Get Off My Lawn has nothing to do with sports.
Woo! It's coming your way next.
First shutout win for the Seahawks.
Wyman and Bob.
Since September 27th of 2015.
Remember that well.
Do you?
No.
I don't either. Had to look it up.
Every afternoon at 2.
It was kind of a weird game. I mean, it was just kind of a grind towards the end, but I mean, man, you hold any NFL team to a shutout, I don't care how bad they are. It's something to be proud of.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
At 65 years old, Brian has a rather demanding hobby.
My biggest passion is snow skiing, and I ski between 70 and 80 days per year, and I ski instruct at a private resort in Montana.
Needless to say, that can be a bit tough on the joints.
When this knee started to bother me, I thought I'm doomed.
That's when Brian decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
If I did yard work or skied a few days in a row, I was fighting swelling and pain and no sleep and all sorts of problems, and that has absolutely gone away.
So are you back on the slopes?
I mean, I had a 14-day stretch with clients where I skied every day and I had no problem. It was fine. It was just like, I felt like new.
So I'm guessing you would recommend this to others.
Oh, I already have. I've told everyone that'll listen.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
It's really, truly a miracle.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
Well, it's pretty hard to believe the holidays are here, and now is a great time for fitness gifts for your friends and family, or maybe even for yourself. Hey, Brock Ewart here, and from weight sets and accessories to the complete home gym, my friends at Top Fitness is the place to shop, and doing it right now. Top Fitness got certified pre-owned, pre-core commercial treadmills that are the same models used in hotels and clubs that typically sell for over $13,000 and available for you. You ready for this? For $33 $300. They look like new and they come with a full warranty. So don't settle for that lightweight, cheaper treadmill when you can get a deal this good. As always, you get free delivery and assembly on those Precor treadmills, ellipticals, and exercise bikes. It's no secret why everyone from personal trainers to pro athletes love Top Fitness. You can visit them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or go to topfitness.com for all the fitness enthusiasts on your holiday lists. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Big Trees is Washington's premier tree sales and transplant company. With over 30 years of experience, Big Trees provides trees of all sizes for residential and commercial projects. Our 30-acre nursery features thousands of trees and hundreds of varieties that thrive in our Pacific Northwest climate. For hours, directions, and to see our wide selection of trees, visit BigTreeSupply.com.
Holiday shopping got you stressed? The Mariners have you covered. Grab a season ticket membership for the super fan in your life, and they could lock in the best seats and benefits like guaranteed postseason access. Or mix and match with single game tickets for everyone on your list, from opening day on March 26th to must-see matchups against the Yankees, Phillies, and more. This holiday season, make Mariners.com your one-stop shopping destination.
Oh, he makes the catch! What a snag by Julio Rodriguez!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Bump, you are inching closer to 40.
10 days, baby.
In 10 days. Now, when you turn 39, you came up with this segment, which is one of my absolute favorites.
We've been doing this for a year already?
Which is one of my absolute favorites. And the joke you made at the time was, I'm creeping in on 40. And we had, obviously, the infamous cut. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm 40. And so you wanted to take every Wednesday to just get things off your chest because you found that you were getting a little more irritated, a little more angry in your older age. And so we wanted to save some space for you every single Wednesday at 10:45 so you can kind of just talk about those three things driving you crazy this week. So what do you have for us today?
This is a sports radio show, but this has nothing to do with sports.
Great.
I just finished my last travel weekend for CW covering ACC football and the Pac-2. ESPN hit me up, man. I need a bowl game. Holla at me. But so this has nothing to do with sports. It's just travel stuff, man. So let's do it. The first one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Thank you, Lakers.
Lakers in 5.
He's from Boston.
Oh, okay.
You know, my guy's in Boston. Or not from Boston.
We had a big win last night.
Supports Boston, yeah.
We can tell because you're wearing Celtics gear.
Celtics gear.
It's rare I get to wear it.
So the first one, be considerate of others. That's all I ask, Stacy. You know this about me. Be considerate of others, okay? So I'm sitting in the plane, not first class this time.
Oh, wow.
I was premium, though. I'm good.
Okay.
Drinks are free. They're flowing.
Right.
And we're starting, the procedure where the flight attendants get up there and they start doing their thing. The seatbelts, boom, unbuckle here. If there's a unlikely event of a crash, things are going to fall from the ceiling. You'll put it over your face or whatnot. And this lady gets up to use the restroom. So because she gets up to use the restroom, they have to stop the whole thing and start it all over. I'm like, how selfish are you? You couldn't wait 8 minutes, right? We're up in the air. You reach about 20,000, you can get up and start moving around and stuff. And she got up, and the flight attendant asked her politely to go sit down. She goes, no, I have to use the restroom. My lady, my dear, 1, are you a child? Use the restroom before you get on the plane, okay? And 2, wait, let them finish their whole song and dance, which no one pays attention to anyway. Like, they start getting up there doing all the seat buckle and all that stuff. I don't pay attention.
I make a lot of eye contact. I let them know.
You make it weird for them,
I
then.
know. I let them know I'm the best student in the class.
You pull out the pamphlet and everything, huh?
Yeah.
This is where we are.
I try to make it clear to them, like,
No.
turn to me. I'm going to help save people.
I fly too much. I'm not worried about all the seat belts and whatnot. And that really got me going. I didn't appreciate that lady. And she didn't have shoes on.
Okay, wait, hang on.
She didn't have shoes on.
You saved the wildest part for the very end.
She didn't have shoes on.
You know what? As someone who has definitely been in a position where you go, oh, I should have gone to the bathroom and I didn't. Like, a little part of me is like,
No.
All of us have been there.
No.
The no shoes.
No shoes.
The no shoes is actually the most inconsiderate thing that she's doing.
She had socks on. She has socks.
So she got up in socks.
And socks.
And interrupted everyone and then walked up to use the bathroom.
Yes, and I had to start the whole thing over again.
That's crazy.
Yes, it is. All right.
Okay, what's next?
Next up.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
So we finished our show a little later than we typically do. Had to record some stuff afterwards. So my flight is at 8:30. And I had to fly out of San Francisco instead of Oakland just because Alaska's cutting their flights or whatnot. And so I'm pushing it. Our show ends at 7. My flight's at 8:30. I'm pushing it. We're in the Uber. We get there. We get there like around 8 o'clock. The flight's gonna leave in half an hour, right? And
That's already too late.
It's I'm stressed. I'm like, and then I go through the TSA and I take everything out. Laptop is out, iPad is out, phones are out. And they have to run my bag twice. I'm like, hey, you're going to make me miss my flight. So, you know the little, what did I write down? I wrote down the moving walkways, but they're called travelators. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
They're
That's
called
amazing.
travelators.
Travelators?
Travelators, right? So, this is what travelators are for.
Yeah.
For people who are running late.
Yes.
And the SFO is a huge airport. And I get on the travelator, and there are 2 people standing there. You don't stand on the travelator. The travelator is to get us to the gates as fast as possible. And I'm standing there. I go, excuse me. And they look back, and they don't move. I go, excuse me. They look back, and they don't move. And then I have to kind of be rude and kind of like squeeze my way through.
Yeah.
I'm going to be late. I got to get to my gate. If you are not an old person, okay, you get on that travelator, you move to the right side, you let people go because they almost made me late. I'm literally walking up to the gate, and whatever she's called. Who's the lady? Who checks us in. The lady who checks us in. She goes, you must be Mr. Bombas. I go, yeah, man. She goes, you barely made it. You had like 3 minutes. I go,
She said,
yeah.
did you take the travelator?
Yeah. And then I look back. I like, if they would have just moved on the travelator, I would have been here about 2 minutes earlier. So, rules, travelators, move to the right side and let people get by you because that's why they are there for people like me who are running late.
724 says, wow, scumbags. Okay, first of all, I'm going to be really honest about something. As someone who does not travel a lot but has been on the travelator one time, I didn't know that's what they were for.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I thought that they were just kind of like a fun, like, you're at like the airplane museum. And you get a
little ride.
Yeah, like it's kind of like, you're at the airport and it's like a theme park essentially.
It moves you. You don't even have to walk.
Yeah, it's kind of like you could walk or you could do this. And I didn't know that that's what it was for.
To help people get to their gates quickly in big airports.
It makes sense now, but I see how someone could be confused and could just go, well, let's try this out. Let's see what this is
Just
over
standing
here.
there, Barbara and Susan just sitting there chopping it up.
It's moving for you, so you don't have to walk. I can see their logic.
Man, travelators.
I'm sorry. Someone said it's for lazy people. It's the lazy-ator.
Lazy-ator. All right, it was my last one.
Okay.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Flight. I have a person that I've met this in the wild who's a pilot, and every time I talk about traveling, he'll DM me, right?
Yeah.
This one's for the homie. All right, you don't do this, but I get on the plane, and the pilot comes on. Yeah, all right, we're gonna fly to Seattle, and we'll be there in 2.5 hours, and all that stuff. Then he's gassing us up. He goes, "Hey, we're gonna get you there early. It's gonna be good to go." Boom, boom. I'm like, oh, we early? Like, we early? Cool. Don't get me there early and have me sitting on the tarmac for 30 minutes. Just get me there. We're supposed to be there.
There's no benefit to getting there early.
Why are we here?
The gate's not open.
Exactly. There's a plane at the gate. Just wait. I'd rather just wait and not even move and just wait in Oakland. There's no reason to get us there early if we're going to sit on the tarmac for 30 minutes.
Wow.
All right? My pilots, I love you. I appreciate y'all. There's not enough of you. There's a shortage out there, kids. If you want a great career, go be a pilot. They need pilots, okay?
Yeah.
But don't get me to Seattle early and I'm sitting on the tarmac for 30 minutes.
I wish you would have opened up the cockpit door and been like, did you guys see that?
I'm like,
do you see how fast we got here?
And then I get off the plane and I usually thank the pilot. Like, thank you. I just looked at him like, man, got me here early for what, dog?
You didn't even thank him? Did you clap?
I gave him the head nod. Like, yeah.
Did you clap when you landed?
Only when there's a lot of turbulence.
Wait,
when it gets scary.
Hang on a minute.
There's been times where it gets dangerous out there.
No, have there been times when you've clapped when the plane has landed?
No, I've never clapped, but people around have clapped. I'm telling you, I was on a plane one time
did you join in?
Nah. I just prayed to the good Lord above and thanked him for getting us on the ground safely.
My next thing that I want for a bet, because you travel so much for work, I want it to be that instead of bringing donuts or whatever, you have to clap when the plane lands.
Oh,
you have to film yourself clapping
and
when the
record
plane
yourself?
lands. You have to record your bump. No, what's the next thing? Thursday Night Football? Who's playing? Who knows who's playing? Ian, will you look
Lions,
this up?
Cowboys.
We're each going to pick a team.
Okay.
I'll even let you pick.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And you can decide what it is. I'll make us the mac and cheese. I'll bring in the mac and cheese, okay? If you lose, if your team loses, you have to film yourself clapping when the plane lands. So pick what team you want.
I'm with that. Who's it?
Lions and Cowboys in Detroit.
Cowboys are hot. I'm going Cowboys.
Okay. If the Cowboys win, I'll bring in the mac and cheese.
Okay.
Okay. If the Lions win, you have to clap when the plane lands and film yourself.
Hey, I know we're up against time.
Yeah,
listen,
sorry.
Listen, black folks are dramatic. We are clapping if there's turbulence in the plane lands safely. All right? I'm just going to put that out there.
All right. Coming up next, back to the NFL with Derrik Klassen.
First shutout win for the Seahawks.
Wyman and Bob.
Since September 27th of 2015.
Remember that well.
Do you?
No.
I don't either.
Had to look it up.
Every afternoon at 2.
It was kind of a weird game. I mean, it was just kind of a grind towards the end, but I mean, you hold any NFL team to a shutout, I don't care how bad they are, it's something to be proud of.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
What does VA mean to me?
A place for my daughter to call home, thanks to the VA home loan.
A new lease on life. The best healthcare team I've ever had is here at VA.
And education, and the opportunity to open doors I never thought possible with my GI Bill.
The financial support I need to manage the disabilities I developed because of my service.
Get what you earn. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We know you can get your holiday gifts anywhere these days, but knowing your loved one's gift was crafted by master jewelers? It's a difference everyone can see and feel, no matter the price. All of our fine jewelry begins with a vision by our in-house designers. Then, we ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. It's why our jewelry comes with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty that covers everything and doesn't cost a dime. At Shane Company, there's no shortcuts, just craftsmanship. Because a friend wants your fine jewelry to be nothing short of perfect. Come see for yourself. Visit us in store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Get ready, because Murphy Auction is closing out the year with a massive Marysville equipment auction with the complete dispersal of AA rentals, 7 mini excavators, 17 skid steers, tractors, backhoes, telescopic forklifts, and over 100 gas-powered landscaping tools. Need something heavier? A John Deere 85G excavator, a Hitachi ZX290LC, a Cat CS563E roller, and 10 high-reach boom lifts, plus 3 big-time dump trucks hit the block, a 2018 Kenworth T880 Super Solo, a 2019 Peterbilt quad axle, and a 2005 Kenworth G800 quad axle, plus a fleet of 6 2017 to 2019 Peterbilt 567 tractors. Auction opens 10 a.m. Thursday, December 4th, and closes 10 a.m. Thursday, December 11th. Preview is Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Visit murphyauction.com for details.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
At Bible Law Group, our team reflects the same lessons learned by our founder, James Bible, while playing for legendary Husky coach Don James. Coach James always said it's amazing what gets done when nobody claims credit. That's the philosophy we carry into every case, because your victory is what matters at Bible Law Group. When your legal problems hit biblical levels and you feel like you're stuck in a lion's den of litigation, you need a legal team that won't back down. At Bible Law, we've secured over $40 million in settlements for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Good news. Seahawks safety Julian Love, defensive tackle Jarran Reed, and receiver Derrik Young have been designated to return to practice. The team officially announced that this morning. Head coach Mike Macdonald, scheduled to speak with reporters around noon today. We'll play that press conference live and have updates then.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Talking NFL with the Athletics, Derrik Klassen, one half of the Athletic Football Show, joining us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Derrik, how's it going?
I'm doing great this morning. How are you guys?
We are good. I'm going to start by having a conversation about Super Bowl teams because it is week 14, and we've been kind of debating for a couple days, Derrik, whether or not the Seahawks are or can be. And as part of that debate, we were trying to figure out, well, what's everyone stuck on? Overwhelmingly, listeners and I think even our own conversations led us to the offense and maybe in particular Sam Darnold. Do the Seahawks feel, look, sound like a Super Bowl team to you?
You know, I think if I were to pick like the one team I want out of the NFC, it's probably not the Seahawks, but I do think they're still top three to me. Like the defense is still playing at a truly elite level, and they have not just one of the best and deepest pass rushes, but I just think that Mike Macdonald, what he does as a defensive coach is incredible. And I know the offense has had a little bit of a downturn recently, and I think, we've seen some of Sam Darnold's worst habits, but I think we knew some of those games were in there. And so I don't think that has really deterred me. I would still say the Rams are probably my favorite out of the NFC. After that, I would probably say the Packers. But then after that, I still think the Seahawks are as good as anybody else in the conference. Like, the Lions are reeling a little bit. The Eagles, I don't trust their offense whatsoever. And so, nobody out of the NFC South really excites me. So I still really do think that the Seahawks have a pretty good chance in the NFC.
What do the Rams and the Packers have on Seattle? Is it simply just the quarterback position, or do you think it's deeper than that?
To me, I think it starts with the quarterback position. I also think kind of in both cases, or at least certainly in the Rams case, I trust their offensive line a little bit more. And I think even though Jackson Smith-Njigba is having an incredible year as an individual, I think the Rams specifically just go deeper at the amount of guys they can tap into as skill players. You know, I think having both Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams is a pretty rare thing that they have. And we've seen what Devontae Adams, specifically in the red zone, has done over the past 6 weeks in a way that I think the Seahawks don't really have that like Weapon X type of thing. And so I think there's that element to it. The Packers, I think, they've been a weird team this year, but I really do think that now we've seen Christian Watson get back into the lineup, Dontavian Wicks back into the lineup. They're getting Jaden Reed back. I think for a little bit there in the middle of the season, they struggled to have a vertical presence in their offense. And now that they have it, I think you're just seeing Jordan Love play closer to like the top 6-7 quarterback that I think that he is. And so I think there's kind of just that element of it to me. So I think the Seahawks defense is a little bit better than both the Packers and the Rams, but I think I just trust the quarterbacks and the overall offensive infrastructure just a little bit more.
I know that we're here to talk about the Seahawks, and we have more questions for you about them and the NFC, but I wanted to look over at the AFC. We've been talking a lot about the Broncos and the Patriots for obvious reasons. And I think to come out of that conference, I'm so stunned to not see the exact same teams that I expected to be there. And you knew that the Chiefs weren't always going to go to Super Bowls and win the AFC West. And yet I wasn't expecting a season where the Bills would have so many questions and the Ravens and Chiefs could potentially be out of it. Who do you kind of see as the teams to beat in the AFC, or maybe even the teams that you most believe in?
It really is a weird year for it. I think the Patriots are such a weird one because obviously part of it is they've gotten by with playing an incredibly easy schedule, right? But I do think that with as up in the air as the AFC is, when you have a quarterback playing the way that Drake May is playing, you kind of have a shot against anybody. And so even if I think the defense is going to probably fail them a little bit in the playoffs when they play some better teams, I still kind of trust their ability to win a 35-30 game. And so the Patriots I'm still in on. And then I know that they've had a little bit of a downturn in terms of the record this year, but I'm still pretty in on the Chiefs. Like, I think they're going to be able to turn it around. Spags is a defensive coordinator who, once it starts to get cold in December and January, he finds his best stuff as a play caller. And then I think Mahomes, I just think he's playing at an incredible level, even if the rest of the offense is a little bit weird right now. And so this is all scary with them having Houston this week, and I think Houston does have a decent chance to beat them, but I just have a hard time seeing the Chiefs not make it in. And so I would say the Patriots are pretty scary, and then the Chiefs. And then other than that, there's some pretty fatal flaws in almost all of the other teams that make it a very weird AFC race this year.
An opportunity there, Derrik, to say when it gets cold, Spags turns the heat up. But
I know, I missed it.
That's okay. I won't hold it against you. I thought you were going there. You can use it later. Use it later for The Athletic.
Perfect. Exactly. Yeah, we've got a recording tomorrow. I'll use it then.
Isaiah Stanback was on our show a few weeks ago, and he talked about how the Panthers are a team that people should watch. And ever since then, we have been taking notice of them. And, you know, obviously they beat the Rams this week. Is there another team that you would say, hey, look out for this team because they could make some noise?
In terms of teams that are technically outside of the playoff picture right now, I think the Cowboys are a really good football team. Like their offense all year has been really, really good. They had a small dip there in the middle when the defense was allowing like 40 points, and they had a couple of offensive line injuries, but they've got a lot of their guys healthy now, and the defense isn't digging them into 14-0 holes early in the game the way that they were early in the season. I think Kenny Clark has been good for them. Bringing in Quinton Williams has been incredible. They're getting a little bit healthier on the back end. And so I don't think this is a good defense, but if they can go from, being the 31st overall defense for the first 7 weeks of the season to now maybe being, the 23rd and give their offense a shot, I really do think the offense has like top 5 in the NFL potential. And George Pickens having an incredible year. Dak is playing at a high level. Like, I think if they can somehow find a way to maybe steal the NFC East, or maybe they steal that 7th seed, whatever it is, I think they're a team that's pretty dangerous right now.
Is there anyone in either conference or any division near the top that you don't expect to stay there?
I just kind of mentioned, I think there's a good chance the Eagles kind of have a pretty bad downturn. I really struggle with seeing how the offense is going to turn around. I know at some point Lane Johnson will come back, but that might not be until the playoffs. And now I'm struggling to see, we've all seen the split stats when he's on the field, when he's off the field, and I think they've struggled. And even the rest of the offensive line has struggled. Dickerson has been banged up this year. Moving in right guard, Tyler Steen has not been as good as Becton was last year. And so all that on top of a new offensive coordinator not getting stuff together, A.J. Brown having some of his issues with the passing game, I just don't think they're going to be able to turn it around the way that they did last year.
I'm looking at the Eagles, and there's uncertainty there, but there's always so much talent there at the same time. It's kind of weird, man. You mentioned the Chiefs being able to get in and maybe make things happen. What is it about the Chiefs? Is it simply just Pat Mahomes, or do you see something else in that team that you feel like they'll be able to flip the switch?
It's mostly Mahomes. I just think that he's playing at such an incredibly high level right now, and I do think their run game, even if not explosive, I do think has been a little bit better this year than last year, and it's helped keep them in some decent downs and distances. And so I still worry about the passing game in the sense that they don't really have a guy that I trust as a one-on-one man beater. I don't think getting Rashee Rice back into the lineup has been quite what they thought it was going to be. But I just think that in some close games, as the year goes on, I just trust his ability. And again, with Spags, I know that the defense hasn't been great this year, but he just calls better plays as we get into December and January. And so I trust him.
I think that a lot of people are looking at Jonathan Taylor as being an easy favorite for Offensive Player of the Year. At this point, has JSN kind of locked that up? And maybe on a related note, Drake May, your MVP?
We did our mid-year award show, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I actually did have JSN as the Offensive Player of the Year then, and I really think he probably has locked it up. He's obviously, Jonathan Taylor's had an incredible year, and I know the downturn over the last month has hurt him, but what JSN is doing in terms of so obviously being the only skill player they could really turn to, especially in the passing game, I think has been incredible. For a guy who, I think when we imagine these amazing receivers, it's the Julio Joneses, right? The 6'4", 220, absolutely insane athlete. And obviously JSN's a good athlete, but he just doesn't quite look like the Randy Mosses and Terrell Owens and stuff. And so the fact that he's producing at that level is, I would give him the award. And then MVP, I really still think I'm probably going to be down to the wire on him and Matthew Stafford, on Drake May and Matthew Stafford. I know Stafford has had a weird couple of weeks, but I feel like over the next month or so, he's going to have a couple of great games that remind us that this race should be pretty close.
Well, what do you like so much about Drake May's game? Obviously, the numbers are there, right? But when you watch the film, what stands out to you?
I would say two things have really stuck out to me this year. One is just the ball placement. He just has an unbelievable ability to, if he's got to lead a guy across the field, he hits them right in stride. If he's got to put a little bit of a feather touch on a ball and put it over a linebacker, he knows how to do that. If he needs to just rip a go ball down the sideline, he always puts those in the basket. His placement to every level of the field is incredible. And then I think what has really stuck out to me this year is he just has – it feels like his heart rate is always so low in the pocket. He's just a guy who's incredibly calm. He's not scared to get hit. He doesn't seem like he's flustered when, maybe a defense is putting 6 guys on the line of scrimmage and they pop 2 out. And I think some young quarterbacks can freak out and not know where the bodies are going to be. Drake May has such a good ability to, know exactly where those bodies are going to be. I know what coverage I've got. Here's how I replace it. Boom, throw the ball. He already plays like an 8-year veteran, and he's 23 years old. It's just kind of incredible to watch.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, good for the Patriots. Wait, no.
No, not them.
Much. I know. Okay, so my next question for you is admittedly multiple choice, which probably isn't great to do when we've got a football guest on, but I say it for this reason. Yesterday, we talked about some of the issues that the Seahawks have, and we decided which one was most concerning to us. So I want to tell you those 3 things and then ask you if they could magically fix one of them, what do you think would help get them furthest in the playoffs? So we discussed the turnover problem. I think they still lead the league in giveaways. It's certainly in fumbles, which is a problem. So giveaways, turnovers. The second, as you mentioned, is, kind of the question marks behind JSN. When JSN's taken out of the game, which is rare, but when it happens, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of other options. And then thirdly was the run game in general, and that being connected to kind of run blocking in the offensive line and some work up front. If one of those things for Seattle, turnovers, depth behind JSN, and the run game could get going that you think could give them the best chance to get to a Super Bowl, what would help you believe in the team most?
That's a great question. I think for me, I would probably say the run game. And I'm someone who is always, I tend to lean like, fix the run game and the rest of the team will follow. But I do think in the case of Sam Darnold in this offense, that really does apply because I think we know that the way that Kubiak wants to run the offense, right? He does want to be able to run the ball. They want to be under center, have 2 and 3 tight ends on the field and be able to tap into play action. And I think that's when we've seen the best of Sam Darnold. He's an awesome quarterback on 1st and 10 when we can get these play action chunks and stuff like that. I think we've seen a little bit this year and over a lot of his career that on maybe 3rd and 7 where it's a pure pass, he can be a little bit more up and down, and that's where you get some of the turnovers. But if they could fix the run game and they could be in more, maybe 3rd and 1s or it's just 2nd and 4 all the time and the whole playbook is open, that's where I think you get a really, really dangerous version of Sam Darnold in the passing offense. So I would say let's fix the run game.
Yeah, the run game is weird because they've gone for over 100 yards with the last, 3 or 4 weeks in a row, but you haven't had those explosive plays. And I say that, and Ken Walker is still top 3 in the league when it comes to explosive runs. So the run game is a weird thing for me. Are there any concerns defensively, or do you feel like, let me rephrase that, just where do you think this defense ranks when it comes to the top defense in the game?
I still think the defense is awesome. I would say Houston, to me, is probably the best defense in the league. I just think when you have Will Anderson playing the way that he's playing in their secondary, I think they're probably the scariest unit in the league. After that, to me, it probably is still Seattle. I know Denver's defense is awesome. The Rams' defense is pretty good. Eagles' defense is pretty good. But I just think when I think about how deep Seattle's front is mixed with a couple of really nice players in the secondary, I think Witherspoon, when he's healthy, is awesome. Same thing for Tariq Woolen. Eminwari, I think, is a little bit more up and down, but he's such a unique piece that allows him to do stuff that I think he's nice for them to have, especially with the way that Macdonald weaponizes them. So I just think, too, in the playoffs, you don't just need the players, right? Like, you need a coach that you trust to scheme up some really interesting blitzes. I mean, that's exactly how the Rams got Sam Darnold last year, right? And so I probably trust Mike Macdonald in that sense more than anyone else. So I would say maybe Houston's in their own tier, and after that, it's the Seahawks.
You might be tired of talking about this, but I'm not. So I'm going to ask you about Mike Tomlin and the Steelers. There are some teams where when they're entirely out of it, it's interesting because you wonder where they go from here, but you're mostly just done talking about them. And then there are teams that were in it, aren't now, or are just far more interesting. And I find the Steelers and certainly Mike Tomlin to be one of those teams and one of those coaches. What do you think happens there?
It feels like it's finally time, right? I mean, Tomlin, I still think I want to be very clear. I think Tomlin's an awesome coach. I just think that what you see in a majority of cases when a guy has been there for, 15, 20 years is that eventually things just go stale. And I think teams and coaches and front offices can kind of just fall into too many of the same patterns and struggle to see how they're going to get out of it. And so I think sometimes for both parties, it's nice to get a fresh set of eyes on things, get a fresh perspective. And so I think it's probably time for the Steelers to move on and fully scrap this thing down, go the young quarterback route again, stop trying to retread with this roster. They have a very old and expensive defense they probably need to move on from. And so it's probably just time. And I think whoever hires Mike Tomlin, I don't know who it would be, but I think whoever hires him is going to get a really good head coach. It's just probably time for these two to part ways.
The Athletics' Derrik Klassen, kind enough to join us to talk NFL. Thanks, Derrik. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Derrik.
Thank you so much. You guys have a good one.
Have a good one. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down, Bump. What do you want to see more of from Sam Darnold?
Listen, I think that Sam is selling himself short.
Oh.
I think that he is more mobile than he has been this year. Only 49 yards he has rushing. His best year, he had, 222 with the Carolina Panthers. But I think that he needs to just take the ball and get out of there sometimes, man. While I watch the film, and there are times where I feel like there's opportunity for him to pick up 3 or 4 yards. And a 3 or 4 yard run is good, especially on 1st and 2nd down. That's absolutely fine. But I think that he's selling himself short, man. So if Sam Darnold, if you are listening, my brother in Christ, just run the football sometimes, all right? Pick up 3 or 4. Move the 6, keep the offense going. Don't take the big hit. But, yeah, I just want to see him use his legs a bit more.
2nd down. How does this Seahawks offense have a chance to correct their wrongs?
So last week you played against the Minnesota Vikings. Brian Flores put it out there. We're going to blitz the heck out of Sam. They did exactly that. They blitzed 65% of his dropbacks. It was crazy. I've never seen.
He looked at the camera and was like, "We're going to blitz, okay?"
Yeah, just know this.
They did it.
We're doing it.
Dang.
They blitzed the most in the NFL. Guess who's second?
Right
the
now?
Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, I
So,
don't like that.
all right, you're going to see more pressure. I started watching film on the Falcons on Monday, and yes, they are going to bring that pressure. So I think this is good practice. It's a game, but this is good practice for you, man. Like Sam and this offensive line, you guys got to try to figure this thing out because there are times where you were confused. I was actually sitting with talking to Jim Zorn yesterday about the blitzing or whatnot. I reach out to a few guys in the community about, just get their opinions and stuff. And he was like, man, the Vikings challenge every rule that the offensive line has. And I told him, I go, well, this week, the Atlanta Falcons, they're second when it comes to blitzing. And he's interested as well. Like, how are they going to adjust? So you have an opportunity here. It's not going to be fun. It's going to be stressful. But the Atlanta Falcons blitz the second most in the NFL. You have a chance to work on something that you struggled with last week.
Third down. Who's quietly having a decent season for the offense?
We're just talking to Klassen, right? And we're talking about the run game. And I was like, well, the last 3 weeks, they've rushed for over 100 yards. Ken Walker's on pace to have 1,000 yards this year.
He is?
Yes. He's on pace to have 1,000 yards this year.
Surely you've done your math wrong.
I've done it correctly.
What?
He's on pace. He's averaging only 61 yards per game. Now, it's different now. You have 17 games, right? That game obviously helps out a bit. But he's on pace to have 1,000 yards. And I know that's not elite, 1,000 yards anymore. I think maybe around 1,300 is probably elite. 1,400 is elite. But he's having a decent season. I've mentioned this before. He's third in the league when it comes to explosive run plays. He's having a good season. He's not scoring the touchdowns that Zach Charbonnet's getting. I believe Zach has 8 of them things now. But Ken Walker is doing okay. And I think we have to be okay with okay.
I have a question from a listener before I get to fourth down. I have a question from a listener, and then I have a point I want to make. I'm going to make my point first. Last week when we talked about the Minnesota Vikings blitzing a lot, I was surprised to see they didn't have more sacks. They were 11th with 31. That's their total, obviously, after week 13, so it was a little less, I think 27 before then. And the Seahawks were 4th without blitzing as much. Now, we know the Seahawks have a lot of sacks without blitzing and a lot of pressures without blitzing. It's kind of been a narrative all year. So I wondered, well, where are the Falcons? They're third.
Third in sacks?
Yeah. I thought, well, what if it's the same thing as the Vikings, where they blitz a ton, but, they're not quite putting it all together? Nope. It's Denver, 51. Cleveland / Myles Garrett, 43. And then Atlanta, 41. They have one more than Seattle.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised.
They bring that heat.
I was a little surprised. And then a listener question says, what about Kubiak figuring it out for Sam when it comes to rushing yards? I think they're implying,
I think it's more
like an RPO. Is it design runs?
Yeah. You don't want to design run. You're not going to run them on purpose.
I think you should run them on purpose.
I'm just saying, if there's nothing there, tuck the football and get action.
Sure. Fourth down. Speaking of Derrik Klassen, anything else stand out from that conversation?
Yeah. Pat Mahomes is having a good season. And the Chiefs just aren't performing. He's third in the league when it comes to yards. When it comes to touchdowns, he's fifth. Interceptions thrown, he's only thrown, 7. He's having himself a good season. And I think this just shows how important it is that everything else works on the football team. There are years where Pat Mahomes has been great, and that O-line has been good. The run's been decent. There's years where he's been okay and won a Super Bowl, and that defense was on point. So, I think Pat Mahomes is having himself a good season, but we're not really paying attention just because of the wins and losses there. So when I heard him talk about Pat Mahomes, I'll go back and I look at his numbers, and he's having himself an MVP type of season. Just the team ain't winning. So, thanks for the reminder, Klassen, because I needed that.
Did you agree with Derrik Klassen that the Chiefs will figure it out and still get there?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
The season of giving starts early on Monday, December 8th. Seattle Sports and Cairo News Radio kick off their Holiday Magic online auction with all proceeds benefiting Treehouse and youth and foster care across Washington State. Then join us on December 10th as we celebrate 37 years of Holiday Magic with a full day of inspiring stories, special guests, and ways you can help make the season brighter. So bid, give, and learn more at mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic or text MAGIC to 888-977 877-373-5476. Coming up next in the timeline, the Clippers are holding firm as the NBA's messiest team.
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
I understand the Vikings aren't great, but still.
Their right guard, Fries, he got beat so fast by Big Cat.
Yeah.
And the only thing faster than that sack was Will Fries sticking his hand out to help the quarterback up. I would cut him right there on the spot. I mean, he just turned around and stuck his hand out there like, hey, Parker, how you doing? Let me help you up. And I was just like, dude, get out.
On YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
If you've been thinking about a new Ford, I've got great news for you. Family-owned and operated Wayscar Ford in Auburn is having their 103rd annual year-end holiday sales event. This year, all new Fords are priced at only $1 over factory invoice, and that's on the whole Ford lineup. That's right. Every new Ford is priced at only $1 over factory invoice, and that's before any rebates, customer cash, or low APR financing. Plus, they all come with a lifetime powertrain warranty included at no additional cost. Pressed for time? No problem. They'll deliver your vehicle to you. You'll never be pressed at Wayscar Ford, so you can purchase with confidence. That's because every single vehicle they sell comes with a full 5-day or 500-mile, 100% money-back guarantee. So if you change your mind for any reason, no problem. Bring the vehicle back for a full 100% refund. The $1 over factory invoice sale is going on right now. Check it out at wayscarford.com.
It's always such a pleasure for me to catch up with you, Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. And as I understand it, calendar year is wrapping up. There's never a better time to take care of your aches and pains. Why?
Well, it's always a great time to come see us here at IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. We'll take care of your aches and pains. We'll get you better. But particularly, Brock, at the end of the year, most people have met their deductibles. They may have HSA, may have FSA funds. So use the opportunity to use your insurance to treat those aches and pains so you're not taking them into the new year. So you're healthy, fit, and you're excited about the new year. That's what it's all about. Here at IRG, we are so dedicated to making sure our patients really understand the insurance because it's a complex world. So when you call us, we're going to help you navigate your insurance. But I will tell everybody listening right now, if you've met your deductible, get your aches and pains treated here at IRG. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of your insurance. We'll take care of your family. We'll take care of everybody.
Clinics up and down the Puget Sound for you to go visit or see them online at irgpt.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game. Sunday, December 14th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
This is the home of the Seahawks.
Going to let one fly deep. Got a man out there. Ball is caught down at the 10-yard line, and it's JSN.
Seattle Sports.
Your new home is now ready. D.R. Horton, America's builder, has new homes that are ready today. With new construction communities throughout the Puget Sound and Central Washington areas and more coming, D.R. Horton has the right home for you. At D.R. Horton, we're still building with more construction, more communities, and more homes available every day. Find your new home, now ready at drhorton.com. That's drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
Get ready, because Murphy Auction is closing out the year with a massive Marysville equipment auction with the complete dispersal of AA rentals, 7 mini excavators, 17 skid steers, tractors, backhoes, telescopic forklifts, and over 100 gas-powered landscaping tools. Need something heavier? A John Deere 85G excavator, a Hitachi ZX290LC, a Cat CS563E roller, and 10 high-reach boom lifts, plus 3 big-time dump trucks hit the block. A 2018 Kenworth T880 Super Solo, a 2019 Peterbilt quad axle, and a 2005 Kenworth T800 quad axle, plus a fleet of 6 2017 to 2019 Peterbilt 567 tractors. Auction opens 10 a.m. Thursday, December 4th, and closes 10 a.m. Thursday, December 11th. Preview is Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Visit murphyauction.com for details.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
It is The Timeline, and that means we're looking outside of Seattle to find some other trending stories in sports. What's everyone talking about today? Here's one of them. The Clippers are holding firm as the NBA's messiest team. They sent home franchise icon Chris Paul, which, look, 40 years old, team's really struggling. Sure, an end of the marriage was going to happen. The reunion was just so that Chris Paul could retire as a Clipper. However, I don't think anyone, especially not Chris Paul, saw the breakup coming in the middle of the night. So he announced a couple weeks ago this would be his final season. Everyone already knew this. The Clippers are currently on an East Coast road trip, so CP3 posted around 3 a.m. Eastern time on his Instagram story, sounding rather stunned by the decision. It's a black screen, and then he wrote simply, "Just found out I'm being sent home," with a peace sign. 3 a.m. on an East Coast road trip.
Yeah, and apparently him and Ty Lue weren't even on speaking terms, who's the head coach over there. Listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't know the details about this, but CP3 is a legend in the game, Hall of Famer. Needs to be treated with a bit more respect. All my Clippers fans out there, one, if you're in LA and you're a Clippers fan, fake. Lakers all day.
What? Come on.
If you're a Clippers fan or you a Rams fan and you're not over the age of 50, fake. But anyway, no, this is weird, and he doesn't want to go out this way for sure.
Absolutely not. No, the entire reason he's there is so that he can go out kind of on his own terms, right?
Yeah.
What's weird is, what were the expectations for the Clippers before the season started?
I think they were supposed to be a playoff team.
For sure.
Okay, so not supposed to have one of the league's worst defenses. So that's, but is it a Chris Paul issue, or is it
he's barely played?
Yeah. So what's the issue here?
I think it's because Kawhi Leonard isn't in the lineup and he just sits out every game. But also, it's Chris Paul is the face of the Clippers franchise.
Right.
Even years later, he's their only Hall of Fame caliber player.
He's their best player.
And this is how you're going to send him out? He announced this was going to be his retirement season a couple weeks ago. You'd think after doing that, it's just kind of well, you're the 15th man on our bench the rest of the season.
Right. It was going to be just vibes. It was going to be you're here is a really cool story, but trying to actually improve the team or play better is kind of on your front office and on your coach. Stephen A. Smith went off.
How the hell do you do this to Chris Paul? Now, this is a future Hall of Famer who's come there for the last year in his career. I don't give a damn what's going on with the team. They're trash right now. We understand that. They have the worst superstar in the sport in Kawhi Leonard, who is a talent when healthy, no doubt, but does nothing to promote his team nor the game of basketball. The absolute worst superstar that you could possibly have. And from what I've been told, the only person that really talks to him is CP3 because nobody else talks to him. Okay? Just leave him alone. That organization right now is a mess. It's a mess.
Is it a mess?
It is a mess. You don't do that to CP3.
No.
And he's right about Kawhi, man. Kawhi it's almost like he just seems super selfish. Mm-hmm. It's all about him. And he's done nothing to help that team. Is James Harden still on that squad too? You got James Harden over there. Like they got some throwbacks over there. Yeah, Clippers is a mess because they're the Clippers. They're not the Lakers. Like, what do you expect?
Why am I asking a die-hard, lifelong Lakers fans what he thinks about the Clippers? Like, what
We
do you
don't think about the Clippers, honestly.
at all.
We don't.
Not even a little bit.
Hey, but here's the thing, though.
Mhm.
Over the past 5 years, they've been getting us, though. They've been getting us. Can't even
You'll
front.
bounce back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'll get another in-season tournament, maybe.
Hey, we're in the knockout stage, so we're
You should be
we're
proud.
moving.
No, this is just disappointing, and I can't think of a reason that you would make this move when you did. East Coast road trip, middle of the night, Ian.
That part is the part that doesn't make sense to me. I think they signed CP3 like he was never going to play. He was supposed to be a good locker room vet, and I think he probably just wasn't doing what they wanted him to in the locker room. He's bounced around a few places now and been the old guy, but he's got a reputation as being pretty demanding and expecting a lot from younger players. And maybe he was there to build people up and was kind of tearing people down, and they're too soft and they just didn't want to deal with it anymore.
It's also now the second Clipper great that has been essentially let go in a very cold way, because Blake Griffin years ago signed a huge extension to stay with the Clippers, and he was like, all right, I'm going to retire a Clipper. And that was a whole part of their pitch is like, we want you to retire as a Clipper. We want you to be here for your entire career. And then 7 months after signing a 5-year extension, they trade him to Detroit. And Detroit, I think at the time, was one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah.
The Clippers have had a horrible history. They're maybe the worst run franchise in professional sports, in American professional sports.
And that is an honor.
But
Stiff
Chris Paul and
competition
Blake
there.
Griffin are literally the only two guys in your franchise's history that have actually given you playoff years.
Right. And they
that's
chose
how you treat
to stay
them?
with you.
Yeah.
Importantly, they did not do.
They chose you.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was Chris Paul making it known. I want to come here and I want to retire as a Clipper. This team means so much to me. This is how I want to go out. And you said, you're going to go out by packing your bags, which we actually packed for you. We wheeled them down to the lobby. You'll find them down there. We called you an Uber. We're going to expense you for it.
We're in
It's
for some
crazy.
real awkward jersey retirements in about 5 or 6 years. Because whenever the Clippers decide that, oh yeah, we did have these two awesome guys, the Lob City era was awesome. Those guys are going to come back and be like, yeah, I guess, sure, maybe.
Are we in for another awkward ending? Ben Roethlisberger is another Steelers name, saying it's time for Mike Tomlin to go. But he's got an interesting fallback option for Tomlin if Tomlin chooses to move on.
It's being talked about around here a lot. Maybe it's time. Maybe it's a clean house time. Maybe it is. Maybe it's time. And I like Coach Tomlin. I have a lot of respect for Coach Tomlin. But maybe it's best for him too. Sure. Maybe a fresh start for him is what's best. Whether that's in the pros, whether maybe go be Penn State's head coach. You know what he would do in Penn State? He'd probably go win national championships.
I like Mike Tomlin. Well, I would hope so. He brought you your Super Bowls. It's weird to me to think of the end of the Mike Tomlin tenure in being that he is the second longest.
19 years.
Yeah. It's or the current longest. Who's it
second
between Reed?
longest behind Chuck Noll. Oh, currently in the NFL?
Currently.
Yeah, he is the longest tenured.
Longest tenured. It's weird. It's really weird to think about. Is it time, though?
It might be. It really might be. I mean, 19 years. He got the job when he was 35. He's 53 now.
Yeah, one of the youngest coaches to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's it might be time. At first, I was ready to hate on Ben Roethlisberger, but I think he's right. It's the message is stale at this point, I think. But the Steelers have only had 3 coaches in their franchise history. They're super loyal, but I think I'm with Ben. It might be time to go.
I think this is also one of the, we were talking about it a little bit during the break leading into this segment. I think that the reason people look and say, it's only a matter of time before you're fired in professional sports, but in this case, we're talking about the NFL, is the Steelers have a ton of money invested in particular, their defense, I think, with one of the highest paid defenses. Obviously, a lot of that's going into Watt's contract, but people looked at you going, okay, you got to be all in this year. There's no reason you can't try to be a playoff team. You're not a fully rebuilding team. That's the reason that they acquired Ramsey, made a couple of the moves that they did, acquired DK, right, to try to win now. There's not a ton inherently wrong with the personnel. It feels very much like it's about
Yeah, it is. They're old as heck.
They're old,
They
but they're
old.
not you don't look at them the way that you would the Raiders and go, they don't have the pieces.
I do look at
What's
not.
Pete Carroll supposed to?
I don't
Pete
think they
Carroll
have the
was
pieces.
Never gonna make the Raiders a
No,
playoff team.
I don't think they have the pieces.
You don't think the
but it's
Steelers
not.
have- the
It's not the
Steelers
same
have
as
the
the Raiders
pieces.
for sure. But
Yes.
I don't. It's a wrap.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, no.
DK Metcalf is a piece.
They don't have the pieces. That's a piece.
I
You
think
got a 50-year-old quarterback.
I think part of the problem with what the Steelers are doing is that they are not adapting. I think that's part of their problem. It's not just strictly personnel. It's not just strictly not having talent. It's not just strictly being like rotten from the top down, the way that you look at organizations that fail, like the Jets over and over and over. That's a top-down problem. Like, they have talent, but that's a top-down problem. With the Steelers, I think Mike Tomlin might be part of the problem, which is crazy because he's brought them championships and he's a Hall of Fame head coach.
It's just time to go.
I know.
They don't have the pieces. You look at that team and say
You don't think they have the pieces to be a playoff team?
Now you're moving the goalposts, as you like to say. I'm talking about in general. It's either you winning championships or not.
Oh, see, I'm talking about being a playoff team.
Yeah, I don't. Playoffs maybe,
No, I don't think.
but he needs to win a Super Bowl. It's been a long time.
Sure. Well, I think he needs to win a playoff game. It's also been a
It's
long
also
time
been a long
for
time for that too. Yeah.
I think with a better offense and like how they're playing. I mean, they shouldn't have brought in Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is not the answer. I know that we just listened to Sante Samuels talking about, hey, DK Metcalf is part of the problem. He's not doing what Aaron needs him to do. I know Aaron Rodgers was out here talking about, I just need receivers to run the right routes. But like, Aaron, unfortunately, you are part of the problem too.
Definitely, they're all part of the problem.
But that defense
Is
a lot of
garbage. That offense is bad too. But offense is bottom third of the league as well.
We are going to take a look around the NFL coming up at noon. The latest from Mike Macdonald, who's scheduled to speak to reporters also around noon, around 12:15. Before we get to that, though, we have to talk about Russell Wilson. That's next.
Brock and Salk.
The last couple of wins, what were they?
Morning 6 to 10.
Were they sloppy? Were they actually dominant? So why don't these wins seem more impressive?
I mean, I think the standard has been lifted. I think they've moved the expectation meter. I think when you're sitting at 9-3 and you're tied for the best record in the NFC, I think with the way this defense is playing, is one of the most elite defenses in all the NFL now.
Brock and Salk, only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey, Brock Ewart here. For my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group, are you tired of just grilling in the cold and rain every winter in the Northwest? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the wintry months. And I've got a special offer for you right now. Take advantage of off-season savings through December and get up to 20% off your entire project, plus no payments and no interest until 2027. Most people don't consider building a deck in winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming, designing, and improving your project so you're ready to build by the spring. Remember, planning and permits take time, so get started right now. Find all the offer details, get project ideas, and browse photos at pcfgroup.com or call 425-629-8476. That's 425-629-8476, pcfgroup.com.
Cliff Averill here, giving a big shout out to the biggest and the best in the Northwest. That's right, I'm talking about Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Time and time again, they've been voted the best resort and best casino with the best chicken wings. There's nothing like being the very best, so come check out everything this place has to offer. Hey, when they say the biggest and the best, they mean it. Everything's on the table at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Find out more at muckleshootcasino.com and please game responsibly.
Sometimes we hang on to our old attorneys and coaches too long. They've been around, they've done good work. But when the legal game changes, you need a team that is hungry to win now. At Bible Law Group, we're that faster, hard-hitting legal team, ready to fight for every inch in the courtroom. With over 40 million closed for our clients, we know how to win, and we're ready to take on the biggest legal case of your career with you. Don't stick with a playbook that's gone stale. Switch to the legal team that's ready to win now. Let Bible Law Group be your linebacker in the courtroom. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Hi, I'm Andy, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As a product development manager, I make sure every piece of fine jewelry at Shane Company is meticulously designed for quality. From 14-karat gold chains, pearl necklaces, diamond studs, and of course, dream engagement rings. We ensure each piece meets our high-quality standards every step of the way, including the smallest details. Come see for yourself. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Okay. Only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Kent Bowl reminds listeners many uniformed personnel and healthcare providers will spend this holiday season working hard to keep us safe. These heroic men and women spend long hours away from home, protecting our freedom and providing critical medical care. Please thank them for their many sacrifices and putting their lives on the line for us every day. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Kent Bowl, a family-friendly place proudly serving you since 1958. Check out our bowling leagues at kentbowl.net.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by master innovator Steve Saleen, this world-class exhibition takes you on a wild ride through the evolution of American speed, from classic muscle to the rarest supercars. Plan for an unforgettable day of horsepower, history, racing simulators, and food. It's fast, it's fun, and a great gift for Dad, doing something you'll never forget. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile. You know, one of the perks about having 4 kids that you know about is actually getting a direct line to the big man up north. Mm-hmm. And this year, he wants you to know the best gift that you can give someone is the gift of Mint Mobile's unlimited wireless for $15 a month. Now, you don't even need to wrap it.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I did not plan on having this as a segment today, but Curtis's Conspiracy Corner brought up a really fun conversation about 2 things when it comes to Russell Wilson, and I want to spend a little more time on them because I think they're interesting, okay? This is not like a bashing Russell Wilson segment, nor is it focusing too long on Russell Wilson. He's not part of the Seahawks. We're talking about the Seahawks, but this is why I find it interesting. I want to talk about 2 things. Number 1, in the conversations we've been having about can this team win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold? How good does your quarterback need to be to win a Super Bowl? I've been seeing a lot of what I'm calling revisionist history with how good Russell Wilson was or wasn't with Seattle. And mostly I'm seeing people go, Russell Wilson wasn't even good, and the Seahawks won because of their defense, to which I say, the Seahawks won that Super Bowl because of the Legion of Boom. However, Russell Wilson was part of that recipe. Mm-hmm. And to pretend that Russell Wilson, just because he ended up being horrible, was never great with Seattle is a mistake. Was his best year their Super Bowl winning season? No, it was not. Nah. But he was better than you remember. Go look up highlights. In fact, you know what? Just for fun, go dabble. Go rewatch every single game from 2013 and then get back to me and tell me if you think Russell Wilson was bad or that they didn't, in part succeed because of the contributions they were getting from their offense. Russell Wilson's best seasons were obviously, though, 2017, 18, 19, and a little bit into 20. So I want to talk about that a little bit. But then when did it go bad? When do we think John Schneider decided, I got to move on?
There are things that determine that we just won't know, right? Relationships.
Yeah.
The way Russ is moving. It's not like
Dealing
Russ
with an agent
went.
can't be easy.
It's not like Russ went to Denver and became this diva.
That's what I'm saying.
He was already a diva at some point in his career over here in Seattle. So when? So I think you got to look at his performance, right? Was there a drop in his performance before he left? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What year?
The last half of 2020, which we initially blamed on your offense not responding well.
So and 2021 too, after
you.
he broke his finger.
Yes.
Yeah, let's say 2020.
So in 2021,
he was balling.
No, he was balling in the first half of 2020. And then the defense became better in the second half of 2020 and the offense started to struggle, but we all thought that it was an offensive coordinator not responding kind of thing. No one at the time was like, "Oh, it's a Russell Wilson thing." Then in 2021, we started seeing more of a drop off. He came back from injury and looked abysmal against Green Bay. And for the longest time, we were like, well, it's Russell Wilson. He's never missed time due to injury. He came back. He's not going to look phenomenal. It happens. And I feel like so many people have gone to that Bills game, 4 turnovers against the Bills, and gone, oh, that's when it was. I don't think it's 1 point per se, but I think the signs were there for Seattle. And for some reason, there was just enough discord where for a front office like Denver, they looked at it and went, what are you doing? That's a franchise quarterback. It wasn't obviously a Russell problem outside of Seattle, I think.
I think that situations like this are extremely complicated. I think Russell, and he's right to think this, man. Russell saw himself in a different way than I think the organization saw him. Russell felt like he was a star in this league and wanted some certain things, and the organization wasn't ready to bend for him. And then he found somebody who was ready to do that for you in the Denver Broncos, and that went horribly wrong for you. So, no, I can get with that timeline, right? 2020 towards the end of that, and then 2021. Yeah, he plays in 14 games, 64% completion percentage, 25-6 when it comes to touchdown interception ratio. You felt the decline, and I think that Schneider made a move that was difficult. Right, you're getting rid of your franchise quarterback, the guy who took it to 2 Super Bowls and has been the face of this league, one of the faces of this league and face of the organization for a long time. So, yeah, it's always the last few years because you feel like you get a year to kind of for it to be rocky.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, let's try to figure this out.
Fine.
You know what? We'll be okay. Next year we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And then the following year comes, you're like, nah, this ain't going to work.
I agree with you. I think that it started and they kind of had concerns and then they were like, okay, we gotta figure this out now. Well, it's still he's clearly seen as a valuable commodity. And he was traded in his prime. A lot of people saw it as a crazy decision that Seattle was making.
Mm-hmm.
And Seattle and John Schneider were heavily critiqued for the move that ended up being right and a great trade on their part. But I think that because Russell Wilson struggled so much since then, it's like everyone's suddenly the same things that people were saying, John Schneider, you idiot, what are you doing? Suddenly, oh, Russell Wilson was always bad. Wait, hang on a minute.
Right.
You were just critiquing this front office for making an incredibly bold decision. And now they're not getting credit because, according to you, Russell Wilson was always bad. You can't have it both ways. Russell Wilson was clearly good. Russell Wilson in 2017 was 98% of this offense because you didn't have a single running back get more than 1 rushing touchdown or 250 rushing yards.
Crazy.
Russell Wilson in 2018 and 19 was he ever the very best quarterback in football? No. But for his era and when he played, there was a period where Russell Wilson was top 3, 4.
He was always
That's
considered, too, towards the end to throw the best deep ball in the game, too. There are things that he did better than others. And there was a time where he was considered one of the most mobile quarterbacks in off-timing throws and off-schedule throws and all that good stuff. Yeah, there were – I hate the way some people talk about Russell because
it's just bad football.
You look at what he did while he was here. Dude was a baller.
Yeah.
He wasn't on time all the time, right?
He had issues.
Obviously, the height thing factors into it.
Real.
But he was mobile. He threw a deep ball, and he won ball game. So,
I feel like the way we talk about it is insincere. And this isn't me going on I'm standing Russell Wilson conversation. I love a conversation about how important a quarterback is to winning a Super Bowl. I think we can all agree that the defense was the most important part of the Seahawks Super Bowl win, and that Russell Wilson's best years were not when they won the Super Bowl, but were, in fact, after. And I just think that makes for years and years and years of very fascinating discourse about what Russell ultimately meant.
Well, and I think also the fact that he was on the team still under rookie contract so that they were able to sign all those guys to bigger contracts down the road.
It was also great drafting, though, because they all won that Super Bowl when they were all on rookie deals.
Yeah.
So that was also some great personnel.
Like you extended the lifespan of that team by probably 3 or 4 years just by drafting them when and how you did.
Yeah. And I think it did start to sour, not just the relationships and not just, dealing with Mark Rodgers or dealing with Russell Wilson and how he is, but I think the play started to, I agree. I don't think Russell Wilson went to Denver and went from being a top 3 quarterback to a bottom 3 quarterback. I think it's much more complicated than that. I agree with your point about, like, he had started to struggle. There were cracks in the armor before then that people weren't willing to see. But then also, I think you're kind of convincing me of, like, nor was he that god-awful when he left. It's just, it did look like it fell off a cliff.
He demanded too much. Mentally, he took himself to a different place over there in Denver, and it bit him in the butt.
Yeah. I don't know. I always like a Russell Wilson conversation. We aren't going to spend all day on it. We got to get to the NFL that's happening right in front of us now and that's relevant to the Seahawks. But I just think we tend to – it's really, really important Seahawks history, and he's part of it. And I think we do ourselves a disservice to the conversation we have right now about what a Super Bowl team looks like if we completely ignore that part of it. Taking a look around the NFL next.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's going to go. Touchdown, Seahawks.
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. It's going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Get ready, because Murphy Auction is closing out the year with a massive Marysville equipment auction with the complete dispersal of AA rentals, 7 mini excavators, 17 skid steers, tractors, backhoes, telescopic forklifts, and over 100 gas-powered landscaping tools. Need something heavier? A John Deere 85G excavator, a Hitachi ZX290LC, a Cat CS563E roller, and 10 high-reach boom lifts, plus 3 big-time dump trucks hit the block, a 2018 Kenworth T880 Super Solo, a 2019 Peterbilt quad axle, and a 2005 Kenworth T800 quad axle, plus a fleet of 6 2017 to 2019 Peterbilt 567 tractors. Auction opens 10 a.m. Thursday, December 4th, and closes 10 a.m. Thursday, December 11th. Preview is Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Visit murphyauction.com for details.
Hey, it's Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and it's time to make the final push to the end of the year. Do you want to lose weight, improve your health, and have more energy? We have a proven system and a team of health coaches that have helped over 4,000 people in Washington lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. No gimmicks, no tricks, no drugs, just teaching you how to become a fat-burning machine and keep it off long term. Visit EastsideWeightLossClinic.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Yeah, don't wait until the new year to start. Make a big change in your life now and take advantage of their biggest sale of the year, $300 off. I used Eastside Weight Loss Clinic, and I lost 35 pounds in just 8 weeks. This is a plan you can definitely do around the holidays and still enjoy those delicious meals.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two, and you can do our program remotely from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation at EastsideWeightLossClinic.com. That's EastsideWeightLossClinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids will grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, well, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. And for the next 5 years, all your devices will be working in perfect harmony. And you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, and no strings. So even though kids will grow up and you still won't understand 6, 7, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Some good injury news for the Seahawks this morning. Safety Julian Love, defensive tackle Jaron Reed, and receiver Derrik Young have been designated to return to practice. Head coach Mike Macdonald scheduled to speak with reporters around noon or 12:15 today. We'll play that press conference live, so you'll have updates then.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. We are taking a look around the NFL. Not a huge surprise, but Chiefs-Cowboys for that Thanksgiving Day game was officially the most watched regular season game in NFL history with 57.2 million viewers. Wow. Wait, what?
Oh,
what are you saying?
That was amazing.
I'm shocked.
I was.
I actually think that was the best game of the 3 on Thanksgiving Day.
It was. Are you a Cowboy believer now?
A little bit.
I'm sorry. I might have bought some stock in
I'm
them.
just saying. I'm not all out thinking. I don't think the Cowboys are getting to a Super Bowl.
Of course not.
I think
that's not what they do.
Who would need to fall out? Who would be likely to fall out? Would it be between Dallas and like San Francisco would need to lose here? Who's standing in the way for Dallas?
I mean, just win the division. Philly's not looking too hot as of late.
There's no way you think Philly would be a wild card then.
Philly look at their schedule. Philly got the Chargers, the Raiders, the Commanders twice.
I don't know that. You know what? I don't know that Dallas is going. I think it's more of like, I don't want to play Dallas. They're unpredictable. They're chaotic. I don't like it. I don't like what they do.
If they can win this next one, they can win out.
What's their? Do you have their schedule right here?
Yeah, they got the Lions on Thursday.
Okay, hang on. we need to revisit the bet that we made earlier in the show.
Right. I picked the Cowboys to win.
If the Cowboys win, I will make the mac and cheese I made for Thanksgiving and bring it in. It's just the only thing I could think of. More importantly, if the Lions win tomorrow, Michael Bumpus, who travels every single weekend for work, needs to film himself clapping when the plane lands.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to be like, you're joining in. I need you to lead a thunderous applause.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it with pride. I'll even jump on a Spirit Airlines flight and do it.
Funny
Never,
enough.
actually. I'm not doing that.
Speaking of the Lions, the Packers-Lions game on Thursday also broke the previous regular season record at 47 million viewers. So a lot of people watching a lot of football for Thanksgiving.
That's what we do. It's America.
The Falcons don't have much to play for heading into their matchup on Sunday against the Seahawks. So what does head coach Raheem Morris want to see out of his quarterback, Kirk Cousins? Take a listen to the head coach here.
Obviously winning would be number one. And then the second part of that is just being the operator he's been the last 2 weeks. I thought he's going out the last 2 weeks and really operated at a very high level. Meaning not turning the football over, really getting our offense going, really moving the football down the field, beginning to create down the field, not passing game. Obviously getting us going, putting us in the end zone, the red zone. We've been very effective in the red zone the last, handful of weeks. Probably well before Kirk got in, but he's just continued to be able to do those things. So all of those things are really positive strides in the right direction. I think Kurt's done a nice job of really stepping in, taking over that leadership role.
So, again, what they want to see from Kirk Cousins for the rest of the year.
It's awkward over there.
Right.
It's awkward. Listen, Kirk, young Michael Penix is going to take over. You ride the bench for a little bit. Oh, but now we need you, so I got to gas you up and pump you up. It's weird in Atlanta, but you know what? He's the most expensive backup in the game, so go to work and do your thing. Gas him up, pump his tires, do whatever you got to do.
Speaking of the Falcons, Drake London did not practice on Wednesday. He's missed the last 2 weeks with a knee injury. This is feeling like a knock on wood, shame on me for saying it.
Trap game.
Seahawks win. You know what? Me saying it feels like a Seahawks win does technically, by the rule, make that a trap game.
It does, man. It's I haven't seen, what I do throughout the week. I watch the film, and every day I find something that makes me respect the opponent even more.
Those sacks.
And their aggressiveness on defense, yeah, and Bijan Robinson. Bijan is, to me, he's the best running back in the game. He's super athletic, super talented. That thing scares me the most. I think that I learned my lesson with the Titans. I'm not sleeping on anybody again, and I'm not sleeping on the Falcons.
But they beat the Titans.
Yeah, they did. But, we want style points.
They were up by 20 points twice.
Yeah, I get you. That's very logical. You're speaking facts. But you know what? You know what people do? They look at the schedule and say, they barely beat the Titans. They didn't watch the game. They didn't see the punt return for a touchdown and all that good stuff. But,
yeah.
It is what it is.
All right. DK Metcalf was on ESPN Radio last night and was asked about the struggles of getting on the same page with Aaron Rodgers.
He's been doing it for a long time, so he's seen a lot of football. He's seen more than we've forgotten. So just being where you're supposed to be whenever he, signals you something. So like you said, man, we meet as well, tirelessly, on the signals or the play calling or the checks or the, especially just the huddle calls just coming out. And I think we just got to be more sharper and better in that aspect of him because he has to trust us that we're going to be in that right place at the right time for him to release the ball or, we all going to look stupid. So I think it just comes down to trust.
I have one more cut here. They also asked DK if he heard the Fire Tomlin chants in Sunday's loss to Buffalo.
This organization has had plenty of Lombardi trophies held up in the air. So, they know what winning is supposed to look like, and we haven't held up our end of the bargain. I think, the fans feel that, Coach T feels that, we all feel it, because, we have too much talent on this team for it to go to waste. So he came in yesterday, he ripped us apart, but what I like the most is how he, took those bullets for us out there in the media, and just how he stands tall on, everything that he says, or, he's going to always have our back. So that's the utmost respect that I have for that man, and he's just gonna make us go out there and play that much harder for him because we know he has our back and we're gonna have his.
Kind of two separate conversations here. One, maybe what you think about the Fire Tomlin chants or about DK's response to it, and two, there's the conversation about what the offense is right now, what DK is, and what Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah, the Fire Tomlin chants are silly. I understand the frustration, but Tomlin is such a stand-up type of guy. He don't deserve that. What was your other question?
So you talked about the Fire Tomlin chance. Just in general, DK saying we have to keep earning the trust of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers very publicly calling out his receivers, saying like they need to get on the same page with me. Is this the problem of your wide receivers aren't kind of locking in, or is this you got a lot of issues with this offense?
I think that there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I also think that, Aaron Rodgers, you shouldn't be blasting your boys like that.
Come on, Aaron.
Just be like, look, we got to get on the same page.
Yeah.
Be the leader that you're supposed to be, but it also doesn't surprise me that he would go that route.
Mike Macdonald scheduled to speak to reporters next.
Hawks Live. Touchdown! Presented by the Dining District at the Bellevue Collection. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Live from Bellevue Square Center Court. Come on by and join hosts Michael Bumpus and Paul Moyer and a different Seahawks player every week.
This should be fun.
Hawks Live. Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The rainy season's here, Seattle, and your roof can't wait. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and get $500 off today. Costly repairs and Band-Aid fixes won't hold up and just drain your pockets. Our technicians replace roofs year-round, backed by the strongest warranties. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Honey, look. 4 calling birds.
Do they have cell phones?
Well, yeah. They're called calling birds because they have 4 lines of Cricket 5G.
How do they pay?
Oh, easy. Each line is only $25 a month.
Who are they calling?
Beats me. One sec, gotta take this.
Join Cricket Nation and get 4 lines for $25 per month each. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. New lines only. All lines must be selected. Unlimited plan fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
The home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Touchdown! Seahawks! Ken Walker III!
Get everything Seahawks at seattlesports.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Gauge
Thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps your meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
At Bible Law Group, we understand what it means to be local legal representation. From shopping at the Bon Marché, picking up gear at Chubby and Tubby, crying for Joey Cora, now for Cal, grabbing a burger while JP Patches clowns by. We live here and fight for you. That's why Bible Law gives local representation to those facing legal problems too big for prayers, even if you can't pronounce Squim or Puyallup. Our legal team has secured more than $40 million in settlements for our clients. We're ready to fight for you. Find us online at BibleLawGroup.com.
Get ready, because Murphy Auction is closing out the year with a massive Marysville equipment auction with the complete dispersal of AA rentals, 7 mini excavators, 17 skid steers, tractors, backhoes, telescopic forklifts, and over 100 gas-powered landscaping tools. Need something heavier? A John Deere 85G excavator, a Hitachi ZX290LC, a Cat CS563E roller, and 10 high-reach boom lifts, plus 3 big-time dump trucks hit the block. A 2018 Kenworth T880 Super Solo, a 2019 Peterbilt Quad Axle, and a 2005 Kenworth G800 Quad Axle, plus a fleet of 6 2017 to 2019 Peterbilt 567 tractors. Auction opens 10 a.m. Thursday, December 4th, and closes 10 a.m. Thursday, December 11th. Preview is Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 3803 136th Street Northeast in Marysville. Visit murphyauction.com for details.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right. Mike Macdonald scheduled.
Shut up. He's ready.
Oh, he's ready. We're Mike Macdonald talking now.
Yeah, wise, but optimistic that'll hit those things. Yep.
You said Love had a setback a couple weeks ago. Is he past that, or are you in the testing stage of him right now?
Yeah, we have a plan for him this week in terms of how we're going to practice him every day, and but we feel great about where he's at. I know he's really excited, and then we'll kind of go from there on how we want to, go into the weekend with how he's gonna go. So, his even like let's say everything went perfectly to plan. Anytime you're coming off a stretch where you're not, playing, you gotta have some sort of ramp back in. So that's how we're operating.
Cam Akers wasn't active Sunday, but it's kind of the plan to get him more involved in things this week.
Yeah, Cam's doing a great job. We just decided to go with Miles, and Miles was ready to go and had a couple good runs there at the end. And again, you guys are figuring this out. Our roster stuff that we do on a week-to-week basis sometimes comes down to Saturday. Sometimes it's a little clearer. So we'll do the same thing this week on how we want to manage our roster and get the guys out there.
Who's all involved in those conversations? I mean, obviously you and John, but
Yeah.
How many other people get involved?
Yeah, I love how we do it here. There's coordinators, other people that have decisions input to be made. Sam Ramsden's a big part of it. Does a great job with that. Yeah, we kind of just sit in a room and work it out. I mean, and Nolan Teasley does a phenomenal job of kind of thinking outside the box of what's things we could possibly do to give ourselves the best chance. So, yeah, it's a really cool process. I really like how we do it.
A lot of talk about the culture and the connection in the locker room, and you've talked about the work that has been done over the offseason. What role did John play in helping to shape the vision of what the culture and the connection was going to be here?
Well, I think he played a tremendously large role in everything. I mean, I think when you go through last year, and there's a lot going on. It's like, it's my son's birthday today. This time last year, I mean, things are moving a lot of crap going on, and there wasn't the clarity we had. I think John had the clarity from the get-go of what, he kind of could see the forest through the trees, so to speak. And there's a lot of great conversations where he's steering us, hey, he's a great way of communicating about, where we want to go. And so there's a lot of those conversations. And, he's just been an integral part of what we're doing. So he's an awesome guy to work with. We know that, but really appreciative of him. Yeah.
Going to Atlanta for a second straight year, and you're going to get Kirk Cousins again and everything. I guess it seems like there's a lot of familiarity there, or do they look a lot?
Well, they're going to say the same thing about our team. They saw us, and we've evolved and changed some things and tweaked some things, and it's different guys on the roster. So, they're playing a little bit differently on offense. When we played them last year, they were almost exclusively 11. Now that they played dang near a whole game in 13, they've played a lot of 12. So we got to be ready for all those personnel groups, which is a little bit different. A little bit more under center since he took over. They were pretty heavy pistol last year, so some tweaks on how they're operating since he took over for Penix.
You had a team last week in Minnesota that blitzes the most of anybody, and then now Atlanta's the second highest blitz rate, but they seem different. They play different coverage behind it. How do you contrast this to what you saw last week?
I think you'd have to look. It's like a combo platter. Like, you got to look at each team independently to understand how they operate, maybe some tendencies, where it's coming from, and what situations, what personnel, that sort of thing. But you also have to have a feel for how you've been attacked in the past, and understand the tape that they're watching as well. So I think it's both, but they do a good job. They do a really good job. They're an aggressive unit. They play hard. Brick does a really good job of affecting the quarterback. So they got a good staff there, and you can tell they're really well coached. It's a good blend. They got some young guys that are playing at a high level, which tells me they're coaching the crap out of those guys.
Bijan Robinson last year, and he's having a really good year this year. What about him as a back is so challenging to defend?
Well, I think they've actually activated him more in the pass game than we saw last year, which is an added challenge. Sometimes it's designed for him. Sometimes it's just in the check down game, screen game. So he kind of comes alive in like every aspect of the game, which is something we have to account for. But he's a really talented player. I mean, he's got great hands, can track the ball. He's got great vision. He's got great acceleration. I mean, leads the league in, missed tackles, which probably paints a pretty good picture for you. So he's a really, really good player.
The saying that the NFL is a copycat league, how real is that, and do you find that it happens on one side of the ball more than the other?
It's a good question. I'd say it's more like path dependence on the league. Like, once you kind of declare who you are, you're going to have wrinkles. It's just so hard to reinvent everything every week. There's only some amount of time. You have to have like fastballs that you can throw at any given point. But you're always going to want wrinkles, and it's hard to just generate wrinkles. So sometimes those are inspired by other plays throughout the league. And I know I went off on Brock and Salk on this on Monday, but there's a good amount of copying going on. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah, on each side of the ball, I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, defensively, we're constantly seeing plays that have, that we've given up plays in the past. It's just stuff you have to practice every week and be ready for, and how teams build it. And it's just that's the way it goes, which is kind of nice. You kind of know what's coming sometimes.
Meaning opponents will try to get you in the same way that a past opponent got you.
Oh yeah, happens every week. Yep, happens every week.
Logistically, in terms of like game planning stuff along those lines. So like on Wednesday when the guys get here, do they have the whole game plan, like early down, red zone?
No, they have the early down. We do early downs today. Well, we do red zone every day, so there's some semblance of that. We do a little bit of 2-minute today, which is a bit more like our normal 2-minute operation, but it's mostly an early down day for us. Big special teams day, like in punt, kickoff coverage, some stuff where it's a little more physical unit. And then we'll kind of go as we'll do a little bit more red zone tomorrow, cap off red zone on Friday. Tomorrow's a big like throwdown day. I don't know how, if teams do it, congrats to them. I don't know how they get that done in one day.
General thoughts, 5 weeks left. 3 teams in this division have 9 wins already. I think it's the earliest this season that 3 teams in this division have had this many wins, and just kind of the fight to the finish going down the stretch.
I know I'm not trying to, it's like, all right, whatever, let's go beat Atlanta.
You said Julian, it makes sense, the nature of the injury. He needs to ramp up. Does Jay Reed not need one, I guess, in the same way, given the nature of his injury?
Yeah, well, yeah, they're just on different, like, timetables because, we got to test it out and see how everything feels. And part of the reasons we're in pads today so we can get that work.
Back to the game planning question, what's the process of like actually coming up with one? When does that start and when does it?
A game plan?
Yeah.
For us, we have a lot of people that start working on teams a week ahead. Everyone kind of starts their timeline a little bit differently throughout the week. I'd love to start mine a little earlier, but a lot of responsibilities on Monday. There's a lot of info that has to be put in. It's like my sister once told me, database, good data in, good data out. So we got to make sure the data's right, and so we can create the right, conclusions from what's going on. And a lot of work that goes into it on the front end, and really just for like a little edge for a little question you can make. And we got a lot of people that do that, which is really appreciative for. I think those guys do it at a high level.
You mentioned it's your son's birthday. Has a year as a dad changed the way that you coach at all, or the way you approach players? Do you think you're different after a year of just having that experience?
It's interesting. I think a lot of people are parents before they're more like coaches. I think I'm kind of like late to the parenting thing, so I kind of use how like my experience coaching to like apply to Jack rather than vice versa, which I don't know, probably just my experience, but it's fun. I just love seeing like his mind just, he's here on yesterday, just walking around the weight room, just like, it's like a whole new world for him. I'm like, man, I wish I knew what was going on in your mind, bro. It's so cool.
And Mike, going back to the game plan, how much does the injury report play into that? When does that become a thing?
Oh yeah, it's every day. Build your plan off of who's going to play. It's fun. And I wouldn't say it like drives every decision you make, but it definitely makes an effect on what you're planning on doing. So.
The staff on your advanced game planning, is that the same you had in Baltimore? Was that staff in place when you got here?
No, yeah, it's all our people here. We got our pro scouts do a tremendous job of being ahead of stuff and having a great understanding about how their team operates. And then Brian Ayers and his team does a phenomenal job in all the information stuff and give us great our advances are tremendous. And then our younger coaches are the ones putting in all that information on the front end, and they're doing a ton of work to help us out. That's really great stuff.
That was in place when you got here.
Well, how we did it was kind of a collaboration of how we wanted to operate, but yeah, it's all our people.
Like you mentioned, the importance of today for your special teams in practice. Have you had to devote additional time this year to kick coverage specifically with the way the rules have changed?
No. It's a significant part of what we do. I don't think that you could say it's a significant change of like investment of what we've looked into in terms of practice time, meeting time, things like that. Yeah.
In general, how have you felt about the way your kick coverage has been this year?
It's been overall positive. I think I told the team today, like, we got to get back to how we cover kicks. So, we want guys going backwards.
Mike, you talked a lot about Nick on Monday, him and Wari, and all the things you're asking him to do right now. To have a rookie be able to absorb all those positions and all the asks, and what is it about his makeup that kind of allows you to just keep shoveling stuff at him like that, and him to be able to keep doing it and pushing forward with it?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. One is just his overall intelligence allows him to do it. I think he's really determined to not let his teammates down, so he can be on his stuff. And he's an ambitious guy. He's competitive. He wants to make an impact while he's out there, and he understands that that we want to kind of let that come to life. So in order to do that, you got to be on your stuff, be on your details, and it's a lot of time investment too that he's willing to put in as well. So it's a combination of things.
What have you made of how you guys have used Shahid in 4 games with him?
I think Shahid's done a great job. I know we haven't gotten the ball to him as much as we want, but it's kind of like our run game. It's like, just keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot of detail that has been getting caught up since he's walked in the door, And so I think that'll allow him to create some more opportunities, but really pleased with how he's been since he's gotten the door.
Specifically, what you thought of him in the return game?
I thought he's been solid. I mean, there's a couple opportunities where, we're against like a block away from feeling that we can take it. So it's a team effort. Let's make sure we're hitting the right angles. I think he's been decisive in catching the ball. I know we had the backed up catch the other day, but what I like about that situation, he made a decision. He stuck to it. We got to live with the consequences. But overall, he's been making some really good decisions.
Reek's been stacking several good games now, it seems like. Was there like a specific moment in you or other coaches talking to him, or you think just something clicked for him? I guess what sort of led to him getting from where he was early in the year to where he is now?
Yeah, I want to make sure that we're giving him the proper credit on how he's played this year. I mean, he's the person that has done it every day and had the attitude that he's had, and that takes for everybody, not just Reek, but like for me, for our coaches, for the rest of the guys on our team. You have to make a decision that you're going to have the intent that you have on a daily basis, whether it's how you're going to prepare, how you're going to practice every day, and Reek's done that, and so I'm really proud of him. I mean, he's doing a tremendous job. He's had a great attitude. He's been a great teammate. So you do those things, and you're practicing well, and you're productive in practice, and now it starts to show up in games. I mean, that's the name of the game right there.
How do you like that, kind of the cornerback rotation that it seems like it's been the last 3-4 weeks?
Cornerback. I wish we could play with 12 guys and we just play all three all the time, but we can't. So the guys have been incredibly unselfish. They understand what's going on, and when they've gone in there, they've played really hard and played at a high level. So it's been great for the team. I think it's good for. I mean, I probably didn't feel it that they want to play every play, but they are playing really good ball and they're putting good tape out there. So that's ultimately good for them.
I think last year was Job and Kobe first starting at Atlanta.
Yeah.
So since then, just what have you liked about the growth from those two, and maybe what they represent in terms of your culture and guys
great
in their spots?
Yeah, well, one, Kobe, I mean, a guy that he made a ton of plays, and very similar to Reek, just said, hey, look, I'm gonna take charge back here, and I don't care if I'm playing or not, but I'm gonna be a force, and at some point I'm just gonna kind of kick the door down when I get my opportunity, and when preparation meets opportunity like it did, he played great, and we know his ability to attack the football, but I'd say his ability to communicate back there, his competitiveness, really resonates throughout the rest of the team, and he's put himself in a great position to have a heck of a career at safety, which I'm really happy for him for that. Job's the same thing. I mean, we've talked about his arc, but what I love about his mentality is he literally competes every day. And about like a great example is the play he made on EJ's pick last game. A point of emphasis of his has been working his off technique in man-to-man, and he was put in an off man-to-man situation against one of the best receivers in the game right now, and he made a phenomenal play breaking on the football and set up that pick. So that's a great microcosm about just how he operates.
Are you expecting Ernest Jones to be fully available this week for practice?
It's kind of weird because Ernest is back there right now, but yes. It's a good segue.
Oh, all right. The cornerback rotation, is that predetermined, or you feel that during the game adjust?
We have a plan, and then it deviates a little bit as the game goes on, but it's to the point where Carl and Jeff handle it, and they let me know who's going in and say, all right, let's rock and roll.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, that was the latest from head coach Mike Macdonald. Going to go over the injury updates from earlier today. You guys have already heard about this, but if you're just now joining us, Julian Love, Derrik Young, and Jaron Reed have been designated to return to practice. So coming off the IR, that means a 21-day window opens. If you aren't activated, you revert back to IR to end your season. So typically, obviously, really good news. You don't designate them to return unless you're pretty sure they can come back. Mike Macdonald and the staff had already talked about expecting these guys back during the season. So great news. We'll start with getting those reinforcements. Again, this was prior to Mike Macdonald's press conference. We already knew this, but really, really good to be having, especially if you round out into the end of the season looking like a playoff team. These guys getting back, I guess, fresh. in December, as could be, I guess.
Fresh legs.
Fresh legs, in a way. The most important person returning, Julian Love?
Yeah, for sure. And we say that, and we've gotten good safety play out of Ty Okada, and of course Kobe Bryant as well. D'Anthony Bell's been in there mixing it up too. But yeah, J Love, man, I see he's like the missing ingredient, the missing piece. You got all those leaders out there. J Love is definitely one of them. I just wonder how this impacts Ty Okada. Do you just throw J Love out there and have him get all the reps? You sprinkle in Ty Okada. It's because he's been playing good ball.
Hurt?
I played last game. His oblique. He came back from that.
Oh.
Yeah.
They have so obviously like getting a little bit healthier. Really good news. Ernest Jones, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Speaking with reporters right now, we're not airing that one. We will let you know if he says anything, but mostly just airing Mike Macdonald for some of those injury updates. Let's talk a little bit about the schedule. We got about 5 more minutes here. Brian Nemhauser asked him kind of about how tight the NFC West race is right now. Mike Macdonald, unsurprisingly, says, whatever, go beat Atlanta. But a conversation Curtis and I had yesterday, and I want to have with you now that you're back, is how many wins you think it might take to get this done. Again, 3 teams have 9 wins. This is a tight race. The 49ers are on a bye. Rams have a comparatively easier schedule. They've got 2 games against the Cardinals. Meanwhile, you've got, yes, the Falcons, but the Colts, the Rams, the 49ers. With that comes some stuff in your control, but you've got the toughest schedule of these 3.
Yeah, you do. And the dang Niners, man, just jacking all this up.
Can they, right,
just
leave?
go away.
What are you doing here?
Niners jacking it all up. No, it's going to be tough, man, because you look at what the Rams have coming up. They got the Cardinals, the Lions. I mean, the Cardinals play the 49ers tough for some reason. Not the last time they played, but typically they play them tough. Then you have the Lions, who we're still trying to figure out what's going on there. No, it's the best division in football. Once again, I think last year was the AFC North was probably the best division in football. Oh no, it was the NFC North. That was the best division in football.
But at the time you said, and you were right about it, the toughest, but I don't fully believe in these teams. And it ended up being 2 NFC East teams getting to the championship game.
Yeah.
So
I know it's
right about it.
It's hard out here in the West, man, but you're equipped. You're ready to go. Here's the good thing though. The Seahawks control their own destiny. With that loss to the Panthers last weekend, that opens up the door for the Seahawks. All they got to do is win, and they got it.
I like this texter. They said, I was a diehard Coach Carroll supporter. I was pretty disappointed when he was let go, but I'm fully on board with Coach Macdonald. Happy I was wrong about him being just another coordinator that isn't ready for the big job. He's clearly ready for it. I know that that's not necessarily what I came in here to talk about following this. We're going to go over some injury updates and little bits of information we got from Mike Macdonald. But I like the big picture point from the 253 about, man, he is doing a phenomenal job with this club.
He is. It doesn't seem like he's overwhelmed by anything. It sounds like and feels like he has the right temperament when it comes to a certain situation, wins, losses. Like he's in his pocket. And I think it's because he's been around winning football. He was at Michigan with Harbaugh. He was in Baltimore with Harbaugh. He knows what it looks like. And the 2 Harbaughs are 2 completely different guys too, man. You have the quirky one, you have the serious one. So he's learned, man. He's prepared for this. And what is he, 38 years old? And he feels like a 45, 50-year-old.
I liked him talking about his son. His son Jack is a year old now. When he was asked, it's a good question about like, hey, has having a son in any way impacted how you've coached? And he was like, well, I mean, I actually ended up having a son after being a coach. So I was kind of late to the party. If anything, it's like being a coach is kind of impacting, how I raise my kid. And then he talked about just watching him walk around going, what's going on in your brain?
Yeah.
I was thinking of all the parents out there just when they look at their kids going, what are you thinking about right now? Like what life you must lead.
I was lucky enough. I work a lot, so Jen had the kids most of the time, and I always felt like, all right, the dad. Obviously, I was always there to assist, but the my role really didn't start popping off till about older. Like 2 or 3. And it's like, all right, now I'm in here. Let's go get it.
Tapping in.
Yeah, I'm tapping in.
Again, that was the latest from head coach Mike Macdonald. Nothing breaking, always just very interesting to to hear about some of these updates. The biggest story, obviously, was already announced this morning that Julian Love, Jaron Reed, and Derrik Young have been designated to return to practice. Still to come. We have not gotten to a lot of baseball talk today, but we absolutely will. The Athletic and MLB Network Radio's Jim Bowden is going to join us coming up at 1. We are talking Kraken with Kate Shefte of the Seattle Times coming up at 1:30. Really getting to some non-Seahawks stories here. I know we're in the middle of the season. We're in the middle of what could be a really fun playoff run here, so there's a lot to get to, but we have to cover our bases here, no pun intended, with Mariners and Kraken. So again, that's coming up at 1, and then 1:30, What I Need to Know at 1:45. Get your questions in, 866-979-3776. Coming up next, speaking of covering our bases, we got to talk about the college football playoff mess.
First shutout win for the Seahawks.
Wyman and Bob.
Since September 27th of 2015.
Remember that well.
Do you? No, I don't either. Had to look it up.
Every afternoon at 2.
It was kind of a weird game. I mean, it was just kind of a grind towards the end, but I mean, man, you hold any NFL team to a shutout, I don't care how bad they are. It's something to be proud of.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Silver Reef Casino Resort is hosting a New Year's party. Escape to the vibrant and illuminated heart of the neon jungle for a New Year's Eve experience unlike any other. At Silver Reef Casino Resort's Glow Wild Party, blend tropical extravagance with electric playouts. Free dance party with live music from Sway Seattle, plus 2026 and hot seat drawings every half hour starting at 6 p.m. All leading up to the epic $20,000 grand prize. The countdown is on. Ringing the New Year's by stepping into the neon jungle. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by master innovator Steve Saleen, this world-class exhibition takes you on a wild ride through the evolution of American speed, from classic muscle to the rarest supercars. Plan for an unforgettable day of horsepower, history, racing simulators, and food. It's fast, it's fun, and a great gift for Dad, doing something you'll never forget. Visit americascarmuseum.org today.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Superior Linen Service. 98 years providing logoed apparel, uniforms, floor mats, linens, and more. Give us a call. We answer the phone. Superior Linen Service. Visit SUPLinen.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks game. Sunday, December 14th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, December 2nd through December 8th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
It's here, the Light the World giving machines at the Alderwood and South Hill malls. With a swipe of your credit card, donate a chicken, school supplies, meals, and more. Go to givingmachinewa.org.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh man, college football playoff mess. This was gonna happen no matter what, right? There's a lot of subjective reasoning, so there it is. The current projected field has no debate at the top of it with Ohio State and Indiana, which everyone already thought. Texas Tech, Georgia, Oregon at 5, Ole Miss bumped up to 6, which actually does impact their likelihood in going on to win the first round. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is what's happening at the bottom. So Notre Dame is at number 10, Alabama's at 9, and then Miami is on the outside looking in. So there's a lot of discourse bump happening. First of all, Bruce Feldman, this is also blanking stupid. Bruce, language. They just keep making it up as they're going along, meaning the committee. It's like the it's like the College Football Playoff Committee is going out of its way to show the sport is run by morons. Here's what's interesting. A lot of different arguments happening at once. Some of them are counter to each other. For instance, I just read Jay Busby writing that Alabama would be unfairly knocked out of the playoff if they lost in the SEC championship. They shouldn't be punished for losing in the championship. However, that would be 3 losses.
Exactly.
Which would be 1 more loss than Notre Dame. So I feel like there's conflicting arguments happening, and no one at the bottom is happy.
Bama, you lost to Florida. Horrible football team. Not a very good football team. You lost to Oklahoma, and like you mentioned, if you lose in the SEC championship, that is 3 losses. It's really that simple. You already got it all jacked up. You got Miami, who's beaten Notre Dame, who's on the outside looking in. But I'm also looking at Miami and saying, you're not even going to win your conference, so why are you even in this dance? No, it's bias. It is what it is. It's SEC. It's moving Bama up to ensure that, okay, if they do lose that game, we can say, well, we can still justify them getting in this whole thing.
Yeah.
No, this is it's chaos, but it's always going to be chaos. It's rare that everyone's going to agree on how the committee is doing this thing.
Let's talk about the debate between Bama and Notre Dame. Here is CFP Chair Hunter Yurchek.
The debate between Alabama and Notre Dame over the past 3 weeks has been one of the strongest debates we've had in the room for the past 2 years that I've been a member of the committee. And I think this week, as we looked at those two teams and how closely they have been over the past 3 weeks, Notre Dame went on the road, had a strong win at Stanford, but Alabama went on the road in a rivalry game. Looked really good, especially in the first half, getting up 17-0, ran the ball well. Auburn came back at them. They had a great gutsy call on 4th and 2 late in the third quarter to get a touchdown, and then got the turnover late in that game. And I think that was enough to change the minds of a couple of committee members to push Alabama up ahead of Notre Dame in this week's ranking.
I just want to make sure I'm understanding this. So a gutsy call on 4th and 2.
Oh, man.
Pushed Bama, who allowed their rival back into the game. Got a great 17-point lead there. They did start surrendering it, but then they made a gutsy call. These aren't wins that are by as many points nor as dominant as the ones Notre Dame has had.
Auburn's 5-7. 1-7 in the SEC.
They had a gutsy call against Auburn.
What are we doing?
They had a gutsy call.
What are we doing? A gutsy call? We're going to base it on one play? No, you got to look at their whole resume, but it's Bama. We know how this goes, man. Bama, if the committee can control if Bama gets in or not, they're going to make sure that they get in.
Well, so then I was reading, like I mentioned, that article on Yahoo Sports by Jay Busby, and he was saying, well, it's not going to be fair because what if Alabama, who still has to play in the SEC championship, loses in the SEC championship and then misses the college football
Then they're
playoff?
out. You lose, you're out. You got 3 losses. It's the same thing with Texas, man. They've been trying so hard to push Texas into this thing because of Mr. Arch Manning over there. Look, man. The committee obviously values any type of win, any decision made in the SEC over anything.
Anything.
And Bama is the godfather of college football, and the fact that they are highlighting a 4th and 2 call against a 1-7 Auburn team is ridiculous to me.
Hunter Yurachek pushing back on sentiment. Conference championship games don't benefit teams anymore. Obviously, participating in the conference championship game in this argument and losing would hurt Bama.
You know, if the conference championship games did not matter, we would stop ranking teams this week. And, you know, the management committee puts the criteria together. They ask the selection committee to rank the teams one more time following the championship games, and we'll use the championship games as one more data point for those teams to say whether there's going to be an award or a benefit or a penalty for those championship games. We just have to see how they play out. But it just gives us another data point for each of those championship games and the teams participating in them.
I can understand the argument that Bama fans would miss, saying, well, it wouldn't be fair because Notre Dame is just going to be sitting at home. So why would we get this like nail in the coffin and punished for losing when we're playing in a championship game? However, to me, you don't get to say that win-loss records matter up until they don't, up until it hurts you. Then win the championship. I know that means beating Georgia, so I think a lot of fans are looking at it like, oh, my God, this is inevitable. Bama's going to get pushed out. It's so unfair. But also, like, are you guaranteed to do that? I'm not even fully convinced that Bama losing would push them out. It's the SEC.
You lost to Florida State. That's what it comes down to. You lost to Florida State. Notre Dame lost to a then ranked number 10 Miami, and one of the most overrated programs I think in the country right now, Texas A&M.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got some quality losses according to how you have ranked these teams. You lost to Florida State. That's what it comes down to. If you just take care of business week 1, you could have a loss or 2 coming into this game, or 1 loss, and be just fine. So, no, you must pay for your mistakes. Florida State got you.
Who's got the most to complain about right now?
I'll probably say Notre Dame. I mean, Notre Dame, in my opinion, should be above Alabama. Their 2 losses are quality losses. Miami's a tricky one, too, man, because
they beat Notre Dame.
Yeah. But Miami at 12 is hard for me because when you look at the Power 4 conferences, the ACC is probably considered the weaker one out of the 4, and you're not even going to be in your championship game this weekend. So Miami's tricky, but you have a quality win against Notre Dame. It's really simple though. Bama lost to Florida State. You lose this one, you are out. Stop setting up the drama. Just win the SEC championship. Easier said than done. Georgia ain't no punks out there. But you know what Georgia did? They've won games. They put themselves in a position to where they can afford a loss if it goes down that way.
It does kind of feel like the selection committee is punishing losses more than rewarding wins. And when we go over the resumes of each of these teams, like we talked about how Notre Dame or how like Miami's beaten Notre Dame, but yet Miami is lower than Notre Dame because they lost to Louisville and SMU this season. BYU is their only loss is to a team in the college football playoff field, and yet they're ranked 11th at 11-1. There's not a real rhyme or reason to some of these decisions that have been made by the selection committee. Because, like, BYU's only losses to number 4 Texas Tech, and it was on the road, too.
But
so
part of it going to be they play these hypothetical matchups in their head where they go, well, if
would BYU beat Alabama?
Exactly.
Would they beat
And
Ole
because
Miss?
they always settle on, no, Bama would win. And it feels like they cannot say that. They cannot say they're playing hypothetical matchups in their head. So instead, what they have to say is, we've determined this team has more impressive wins or impressive losses.
Well, and what do you do with Ole Miss that doesn't have their head coach anymore?
You bump them up a spot to 6.
I think Ole Miss is in one of the more enviable spots because they don't
Yes.
play this weekend, so they can't lose. They can't fall out of the
and
rankings.
now they get the winner of either, right, the ACC. So either they play.
Yeah,
would
they
it
play
be, if Duke wins, they play the
4th
Sun
conference
Belt.
championship.
Yeah.
So they could play either
So
the
they
ACC
got an
champion
easier
or the
path.
Group of 5 champion.
They were rewarded
Yeah.
with an easier path.
So it'd be like South Florida or like North Texas, one of those 2 teams.
What would you change, Bump? I don't know an answer to this. Make it 16 teams?
Tulane.
Yeah, I think that's it right there. 16 teams.
Curtis?
I mean, you look at the cutoff line at 16, the teams that are past that, I would not consider them to be college football playoff caliber teams. And I say this as my alma mater is number 18. Like, that would sting really hard.
Bear
But
down,
like,
bear down.
I would not consider Arizona to be one of the 16 best programs in the country right now. But it's like Virginia, Arizona, Michigan, and then it gets really yucky after that. Tulane, Houston, Georgia Tech, Iowa, North Texas, James Madison. Like, you can't invite all those teams. Like, I think 16, you get Miami, you get Texas, you get Vandy, USC's in there, Utah's in there. There's less hand wringing, and I think more opportunities to have qualified teams in the group. Funny story though, before we go to break, the ACC network is showing on repeat Miami's win over Notre Dame 13 straight times today.
I respect that.
Yeah,
I really do. Talking baseball, talking Mariners with the Athletics. Jim Bowden next.
Every morning at 7:45.
Is there a Sam Darnold kryptonite?
The pressure, in particular, the pressure in Sam's face. You know, he can dodge the outside stuff. We've seen him escape to the outside a bunch. He'll step up into the pocket if you try to overload or bring edge pressure, but it's the stuff right in the middle that's been problematic. You know, there's always answers. It's just how quickly you can get to them.
Catch every Blue 88 on the Seattle Sports app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel, and obviously New Year's is coming up. Can you believe it? Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. And sports fans, you got to check out the Hawks Peak. You're home for game days with great food and drinks, more than 60 TVs, so you won't miss a play, and a heated, covered outdoor deck with those great views of the Snoqualmie Valley. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Auto Lock Masters reminds listeners the holidays are meant to be a time of good cheer and warm gatherings with family and friends. Don't spoil the spirit of the season by getting behind the wheel after drinking. Always designate a sober driver or take a ride share for a safe ride home. Let's all work together to keep our roadways safe and accident-free this holiday season. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Auto Lock Masters ALM, the family-owned automotive key specialists, proudly serving the greater Seattle area, online at autolockmasters.com.
The Pacific Northwest is the perfect backdrop for the holiday season. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law reminds us that the roadways don't always agree.
It's that combination of additional travel, changes in routine, and winter weather that make this the most dangerous time of the year to be behind the wheel.
Any safety tips to help commuters keep the holidays joyful?
The number one cause of accidents remains distracted driving, even during the holidays. So store that cell phone in a place that eliminates temptation. It's imperative we set the example for our teens. Also, be aware of abrupt changes in the weather and prepare for it. Sometimes it's as simple as allowing additional distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day?
Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
In sports, it's the dream team. And if your car is out of warranty, there's a team for that as well. You, the driver, your mechanic, and Endurance to pay for the repair bills. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance auto protection plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-289-5955. 800-289-5955. 800-289-5955.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown has been listed as questionable for the Lions' Thursday night game against the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of the Cowboys, Thanksgiving ratings are in for those 3 football games, and Chiefs-Cowboys officially became the most watched regular season NFL game ever, drawing 57.2 million viewers. As for the Chiefs, they're taking on the Texans on Sunday.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. The season of giving starts early. On Monday, December 8th, Seattle Sports and Cairo News Radio kick off the Holiday Magic online auction with all proceeds benefiting Treehouse and youth in foster care across Washington State. Then join us December 10th as we celebrate 37 years of Holiday Magic with a full day of inspiring stories, special guests, and ways you can help make the season brighter. Bid, give, and learn more at mynorthwest.com/holiday magic or text MAGIC to 888-973-5476. The Athletics' Jim Bowden joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Jim, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you guys? Happy winter meetings.
That's what I was going to start asking you about. We asked Jerry DePoto on. We had him on last week, and we were asking, so what's it really like there? Like, has it gotten more crazy, less? And he said it's a little less hectic for him now, but I would imagine, Jim, still kind of a crazy scene. Take us behind the scenes. What's it like?
Yeah, so it's really fun because it's the only time of year that you have all 30 GMs and presidents, all 30 field managers in one place at one time. It doesn't happen any other time. And so that's really fun. And for the GMs and managers, they get to, hang out with each other for 2 or 3 days. And then all the agents are there. And so the GMs and presidents can negotiate with the agents. They can talk to the GMs in person. And then they go through the car wash of media. Like all the GMs and managers will be with us on Sirius XM's MLB Network Radio, and they'll go through, all the television stations that are MLB TV, ESPN, Foul Territory, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really fun. It's really fast. It's really quick. It comes and goes like you wouldn't believe, like you snap your fingers. But it's fun because you get trades, you get free agent signings, and it's more likely things get done always when you're in person than it does on the phone. Like, instead of texting, you're there face to face, easier to close deals. So it's a really fun time. It really is, and it goes fast, and it's a whirlwind.
Are there certain organizations that you've noticed have just better relationships? Like they do business with each other. They go back and forth a bit more than others.
Oh, I think so. I mean, look, and it's changed a lot over the years. I mean, now you have some teams that literally just do it text and phone as if they're at home. But one of the fun parts is going to each team's suite, checking out what kind of food spread they all have. You'll have some teams that have like 20 guys in the rooms, and then there'll be the Yankees with like Brian Cashman, Aaron Boone, and nobody else. Like every organization treats it differently, and that's always fun. The personalities are always fun.
Which team has the best spread? Where are the Mariners? Are we doing okay over there?
Yeah, Mariners were always solid.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you guys were always solid.
Maybe there's a suggestion box where you could be like, I would love just some turkey sandwiches or like just something a little more highbrow here. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wanted to start by asking about someone that I don't expect to be a Mariner, but certainly a name we're all talking about. You can probably guess where this is going, and that's Derrik Skubal. Just I know that you wrote about this, or that The Athletic has this up from the 20th, so I am revisiting a little bit of what you've already covered. But what is the latest when it comes to Skubal, and do you think he actually gets moved?
So really this is, a Chris Ilitch question, the owner of the Tigers, right? Because Scott Harris and Seth Greenberger run the baseball ops for the Tigers. They want to keep Skubal. Of course they do. He's an ace. He's the number one starter, right? But the question is, if you're Chris Ilitch, the price is going to be somewhere between $350 and $400 million. And so for every owner, the question is, are you willing to commit that much for one human being who's going to take the mound for you 30 times a year during the length of the contract? And there's going to be a risk to have a Tommy John surgery or a risk to have a shoulder surgery. Are you willing to dump that money? It's not insurable anymore these days. And so Chris Ilitch has to make that decision, yes or no. I think if he says yes, then I don't think they're going to trade him. If he sits there and says, I'm not going to do that, then I think Scott Harris has no choice except to trade the player now, because you don't want to get to the trade deadline, and if you're in a pennant race, trade him. And you certainly don't want to do what the Angels did with Ohtani, which is let him walk in free agency and sit there and get no compensation except for a draft pick. Like, you can't do that. So, do I think he's going to get moved? Probably not, but they are listening when teams call.
What's priority number one for these Mariners this offseason? Well, I think it's already gotten done.
They did it.
Yeah. Well, what's the next move?
As you know, probably seeing if they can bring back Jorge Polanco, since he declined the $6 million option. I know he's a guy that, as you guys saw in the postseason, did really well. I still think there's a chance that they look for a short term at third base, but, they really like Colt Emerson, who's pretty close. They like the defense they have with Williamson, because he can certainly catch the ball, helps the pitching staff. So, look, Jerry he and Justin were very clear, right, when the season ended. They're like, okay, our number one priority is Josh Naylor. Like, they didn't even say first base. They didn't even make it fun for us to go, oh, maybe they'll sign Alonso. They didn't make it fun. They said it's Naylor, and then they nailed him. And amazing that they get him at a price less than the qualifying offer. Like, how did Jerry do that and that early? I know there weren't a lot of teams that needed first baseman. You had Boston, but they wanted a right-hand hitter. You had the Mets if they lost Alonso. So there wasn't a lot of teams. but they did such a great job of locking him up early at a below average market deal. I thought that was phenomenal. So, that was the heavy lifting, obviously, for them. They're going to try to run this team back, but, it wouldn't surprise me if they add a bullpen reliever. It won't surprise me if they add a third baseman.
Do you think it's a good idea to run it back with, let's say, bringing back Jorge Polanco? Is there a piece that maybe you'd think like, I don't know if I'd run that one back there?
I mean, I'd bring Polanco back. The knee's healthy. You saw what he could do. I always like to be greedy. Like when you're in this position and you're that close to the World Series, like if I'm Jerry, I'm going after Alex Bregman or Bo Bichette. If my owner will write the check, that's absolutely what I'm doing because I want to get greedy here. But, Suarez was good. I like the power, but I want a better defender at third. And I think either Bregman or Bichette will be a difference maker for the Mariners. So if I was there and the owner said, yes, go, that's what I would do.
Do you feel like this organization is built to be relevant the next 2 to 3 seasons? Because that's what's scary about the Mariners is that, they've never been here before. They've never been this close to making it to the World Series. People are having are afraid to really dive in and believe in what's going on here.
Yeah, well, you better believe it. I mean, it's here. I mean, this is all Mariners fans have wanted since Randy Johnson and Ken Griffey Jr. were there, since Lou Piniella was winning 112 games. I mean, this is what you all wanted. And you got Jerry DiPoto that hasn't traded his top prospects. He didn't trade Emerson. He didn't trade Harry Ford. He hasn't traded Lazaro Montez. I mean, he's got Johnny Formello still coming. Who's still going to be a hitting prospect when he's healthy. He's got Cole Young coming. He's got Miguel Arroyo coming. He's got Michael Morales coming. I mean, he's got a system where, when he made those trades for Naylor and Suarez, he didn't give up his top guys. Like, he made those deals without giving up his top guys because that's how deep the farm system was at the time. So, yeah, it's a really good, exciting farm system. It's one of the best in baseball. You got Kate Anderson, who probably will be ready by June or July this year, I think, and be ready to go. You got Ryan Sloan, a teenage pitcher who everybody's raving about with me. They can't stop talking about him. And besides Harry Ford, you got that other catcher coming, Luke Stevenson, as well. So, look, you're really loaded. You're in a good spot, but not only are you loaded because you have great young players coming for the next 5 to 7 years, but Jerry will be able to make that trade when he needs to, whether it be at this winter meeting or at next trade deadline. When he needs that one piece, he's going to have enough in his system to go get that one piece.
So very related to that, Jim, is it just me or does it feel like, I don't know how much wiggle room they have with spending and how much that's changed over winter times. It feels like they've been more aggressive every single year at the trade deadline. And I do wonder if behind the scenes, Jerry's been given more leeway there, or maybe they're more comfortable with it. Is that the impression you get?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, we know that no one has been more aggressive since being a GM than Jerry DiPoto. I mean, he and AJ Preller lead the league in transactions, right? He used to make trades every time I'd get a glass of water. Like, what are you doing? I think as the team was built, he got closer and closer and started making lesser and lesser moves because he didn't need to anymore. And now I think this is the year that they really took it to another level. Last 2 trade deadlines, really, they took it to another level. Because now instead of Jerry needing to make a lot of moves, or instead of making that, he just needs to make that one move, and he understands how close he is. And I think this trade deadline was the best of Jerry's career because he needed 2 bats. He needed a first baseman and a third baseman. He got both. One lived up to expectations, one didn't, and he almost got to the World Series. And you saw how close you were getting by Toronto. So, yeah, I think Jerry's always been that. I think ownership hasn't always been there to commit the dollars it takes to go over the top. And I think this offseason is an opportunity for ownership to push Jerry financially. And if they don't, then, he can only do what his budget says he can do. But you just saw Toronto go get Dylan Cease, and you saw them today go get Cody Ponce from Korea, adding 2 big arms. And when you're this close, this is, the old expression, which I still love because I live in Miami, but when a shark smells blood in the water, that's when the shark attacks, right? You're at the beach and you're a young kid and you got a cut and the shark sees the blood, he's got to attack. And that's what Seattle's ownership needs to do now. Go give Jerry that extra little box of striped S's or bag of striped S's and said, go get me a world championship because you're that close.
Mayor's got a lot of help. Well, I got some help last year just with the division, the AL West. You know, it was a bit down. How do you see this thing shaping up next year?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I mean, I think Seattle's the favorite now. I think Houston's going to rebound and be a real threat. They had serious injuries last year. I mean, if you want to go back and really look at the injuries they dealt with, they still almost made the playoffs. And so they're going to be healthy, and I think they're going to rebound. We'll see what happens with Framber Valdez if he goes back, or we'll see if Dana Brown can replace him. But I think Houston's going to be back. Texas, I think, is going to take a step back. They still have the pitching, don't get me wrong, but they're really limited in what they can't do right now financially. So I think they're probably going to regress a little bit. Athletics aren't ready. They don't have the pitching yet to play with you guys, and the Angels don't know what they're doing, so don't worry about them. So it's you in Houston, Texas third, kind of how I view it.
Last one for me. You mentioned, hey, if I could make any deal, or if I got to be a little selfish with some of that money, Bregman would be one of those names. Would you mind going over what one or two of those, if you had the money, deals would look like for Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. And the one guy that, I mean, my own personal opinion, that's all this is. Bo Bichette would be the guy that I would want because he's 27 years old and he'd be part of the long-term future. I would overpay for Bo. He's led the league in hits twice. He's got the hit tool. He's got some power, but you don't really need it in Seattle. What you need in Seattle is a guy that's going to just drive in the big run. He's got the great makeup, the high focus. He's a quiet guy. Just obsessed with winning, which I love. And so we're looking at 6 years, $185 million for Bregman or Bichette, somewhere in that area. Look, they may get the seventh year, so it may end up getting to 200. But you're looking at 180 to 200 million. Let's just be clear for either one of those guys in a 6 or 7 year commitment. And yeah, those two guys put you over the top because it's not just what they do at the plate or defensively. It's what they bring to the clubhouse, what they bring to the ballpark every day, and what their mindset is like in October, right? Those are October guys. That's how you win championship with those guys. So if I were to get greedy and I'm Seattle, I'm getting one of those two guys regardless of the price.
The Athletic and MLB Network Radio's Jim Bowden, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Jim, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jim.
Always my pleasure. Thanks so much, guys.
Have a good one. Wow, I'm shook.
Why you shook? First off, I have to say, he said it wrong. It's water in the blood.
It's water when a shark smells water in the
blood. I was
going
to say,
everyone
he was
knows that.
Really infringing on your trademark.
Weird for like a former professional GM to not know a very common saying.
I'm sending him an
water
email.
in the blood.
I'm sending him an email.
Yeah.
Stop all that madness.
Excuse me, we've changed it. It's different now. No, I think what I was shook by is, I tried so hard. I like Jim. I want to impress Jim. And I just wanted to ask Jim a good question. And then here comes Bump asking a question. Jim loves it. I love that. He said not only he has a good question, I love that question.
Love the question,
And then I thought, okay, let's do this. Let's go, Jim. So I said, I mean, what would one of your deals look like if you were to do a deal, Jim? Which I thought was a fine question. And he went, you can just hear it in his voice.
I
you won the interview, and it makes me so upset. It hurts my feelings.
Because I studied journalism in school. I didn't.
Yeah, that's why I stared.
Natural.
You wanted to be a meteorologist.
Yeah. Yes, I am actually.
Are you?
A meteorologist. It's gray outside today.
Okay, thank you. All I know is that I was real hurt by that.
Yeah, here's Jim Bowden's dismissal of Stacy's question.
Would you mind going over what one or two of those, if you had the money, deals would look like for Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Snap.
Yeah, sure.
I guess.
Crazy.
Sure.
Do you have his answer to Bump?
I guess.
Oh my God. Literally, he was like, I love that question. That's such a good question. Bump. Good job. Good job, Bump.
Just
God.
Just a real one over here.
Can I hear that one more time? The bad one? That's so, yeah, sure. I
didn't realize it was that bad.
Would you mind going over what one or two of those, if you had the money, deals would look like for Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
That's so bad.
Dang, I didn't realize it was
Let's
that
go to
bad.
4 down territory, please, Ian. 4 down territory time.
Sure.
This is 4 down territory. Going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael
Okay, we
Bumpus.
do have to find the cut of him answering Bump. That's a great question. I love that. First down, Bump. What do you want to see more of from Sam Darnold?
Ooh. Why are you giving me attitude? I ain't do nothing.
Because I'm mad.
All right. Well,
I tried so hard.
we need to see Sam Darnold tuck the ball and run a bit more often. I mean, one of his best plays, I forgot who it was against, but they're going towards the Hawks' nest. He can clearly run, but then he goes lateral and he hits Cooper Kupp down the sideline for a big run. It's like, oh, he was so smart right there. Could have ran the football, but he got rid of it and got it to Cooper Kupp. I need him to run the rock a bit more. Use your athleticism. I'm not saying to draw up run plays for him. No, let's not put him in harm's way. But I'm saying when things are breaking down and there's nothing else out there, use your feet. He only has 49 rushing yards this year, 3.1 per clip, 4 first downs. He has a long of 24, so a lot of that came on one run. So, yeah. What'd I say? What did I say?
You didn't say anything. It's just more people texting in. Someone said, dang, Stacy, I got secondhand cringe for you. It's people feeling embarrassed for me.
Those are the worst ones, man. It hurts more. It's more weird being embarrassed for someone else than yourself.
Here's the great question from Bowden to Bump here.
How do you see this thing shaping out next year?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I love that.
It's ball knowers. Just ball knowers over here. You know what I mean? It's ball knowers. You know?
He also has a higher tone in his voice, too, when answering
Can we cut them together?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go second down. Who cares? How does the Seahawks offense have a chance to correct their wrongs?
Last week, the Minnesota Vikings blitzed the heck out of them. Oh, man. Let me reach this real quick, Stacy.
No,
my buddy just texted me. My boy Twan. No. Laughing my you-know-what off. That ish is funny. The Bowden dismissal. I got people texting in live right now.
I really do feel like it was like, oh, hi, Jim. What about this? Oh, God, go away.
I guess. What's up, Twan? Yeah. Oh, so they Minnesota Vikings blitzed the heck out of them last week. And the Atlanta Falcons are second in the NFL when it comes to blitzing the quarterback. So Sam and this offensive line, you guys got to get right. Let's sort it all out. I told the story. I was talking to Jim Zorn yesterday. We're talking about the blitz and how to handle it and the rules that 7-man pressure just challenges. So, yeah, you gotta get this W, but let's get the blitzing on point.
Hey, Bump, be sure to send Stacy some photos of you at Jim Bowden's cookout.
Hey, I'm invited to his.
That's crazy.
His is called a family get-together.
It's a barbecue?
It's a barbecue.
It's a BBQ. Third down. Who's quietly having a decent season for the offense?
Low key is Ken Walker, and we keep talking about this offense not being able to run the football. He's on pace to go for 1,000 yards, which is crazy. Now, 1,000 yards doesn't hit the same way it used to. You got an extra game, I understand that. But for us to be talking about how the run game has to get going, and low-key Ken Walker is going to go for 1,000 yards, is impressive. It's still impressive. So that means that there's still more for him to do, but he's on pace. You have the guy who gets the bulk of the yards in Ken Walker. You got the guy who scores the touchdowns in Zach Charbonnet. I wonder if there's a little bit of, like, low-key hate in that running back room.
I honestly, when Derrik, our next question is about Derrik Klassen, when Curtis introduced Curtis's Conspiracy Corner and talked about the red zone touches, I was wondering the same thing. Like, if I'm Ken Walker, and let's say I had 2 really good carries, genuinely, like I picked up 2 first downs, or I picked up a first down and made a nice little dent, and then I don't just get the reward of getting 3 chances. That's what it is. It's like, when's the last time you can remember Ken Walker having, let's say, 2 trips to the red zone where he gets like 3 chances?
It's been a while.
Exactly.
I just think it's interesting that Ken Walker's workload has gone up ever since that segment. I just think that's just a little funny, just a little interesting. You know?
You think that?
I think the Seahawks heard us catching on, and they're like, they're catching on to us.
Fourth
We're
down.
back here pulling the strings on everything.
Moving beyond.
Forgot what segment we're in.
I know. Sorry. Let's just go 4th down. I'm throwing us completely off. Someone said, "Newsflash, Stacy." It was a really dumb question. Did we edit them together so that we can? I think it's important that you guys hear exactly what they sound like when they're back to back. Then you can hear it.
Is hilarious. How do you see this thing shaping out next year?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I love that.
Would you mind going over what one or two of those, if you had the money, deals would look like for Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure.
It gets worse.
It's worse.
It gets worse.
It's worse when they're back to back.
Hey,
I
you
don't
know
even care
what?
about fourth down.
Nah,
I don't
me
care about
neither.
your
Get
fourth
rid of
down.
it. It's fine. Hey, we converted on 3rd and short. We're good.
Let's see what's on tonight, Ian. Whatever.
What's on tonight
Let's see what's on
with Bump and
tonight.
Stacy, brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook at Muckleshoot. Now, here's what's on tonight.
UW men's basketball hosts UCLA at Heck tonight at 8 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Let's check in with the Kraken next with Seattle Times Kraken reporter Kate Shefte.
The one and only Mark Schlereth. Every Monday at 4 during the NFL season with Wyman and Bob.
I understand the Vikings aren't great, but still.
Their right guard, Fries, he got beat so fast by Big Cat.
Yeah.
And the only thing faster than that sack was Will Fries sticking his hand out to help the quarterback up. I would cut him right there on the spot. I mean, he just turned around and stuck his hand out there like, hey, Parker, how you doing? Let me help you up. And I was just like, dude, get out.
On YouTube and the Seattle Sports app.
Calling all Seahawks fans, this is Cliff Averill. I'm here to announce Away Game Rumble at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, sponsored by Corona and Modelo. Take football Sundays to the next level with a free viewing party at Galaxy for every away game. Count on giveaways, specials, big screens, big action, and so much more. Full details at muckleshootcasino.com/rumble. Don't miss Away Game Rumble only at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Between his hobbies and decades of work in a boatyard, Philip had put his body through a lot.
I'm an avid fly fisherman and an avid skier. It takes its toll.
Not to mention one other thing.
I had a near-fatal motorcycle accident. Absolutely obliterated my lower left leg again.
Philip couldn't live with the pain anymore, so he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
Listening to all these radio spots, I said, what do I got to lose?
What was your experience like with Dr. Wagner?
What I was so impressed with Mark about is that how often you have a surgery like this, and the guy calls you the next day to see how you're doing. I can't say enough good things about the guy, honestly.
And how are you feeling now?
I have no pain, none. Zero.
Wow. So would you recommend stem cell therapy to others?
I'm a fan, believe me. I'd recommend it to anybody.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
What's your holiday tradition? It's G. Scott here. For me, it's gathering with loved ones around a meal that brings joy. For many families, that tradition feels out of reach. Next time you shop at Safeway, please donate to Nourishing Neighbors. Your gift provides groceries to families across Washington, giving them access to nutritious food and the dignity to shop like the rest of us and choose what's meaningful for their holiday table. Visit nourishingneighbors.com and donate at your Safeway checkout. That's nourishingneighbors.com.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in Seattle. And our more than 95 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seattle Times Kraken reporter Kate Shefte joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. And Kate, you recently had a sit-down with Kraken GM Jason Botterill. I don't want to spoil anything, but anything you can dish with us? Any spoilers? Anything you can tell us?
You know, kind of got a bigger picture of where the Kraken think they are right now, and this very strange season that they're having right now, how that kind of fits in, and it's it was a lot. It was very interesting, but they think that I get the very real sense that they're trying to draft their way into being a contender and develop the players that they have instead of going for the big splashy free agents, because that's kind of the game has changed and it's harder to lure them to lure a big free agent right now. So, as much as we want them to go chase a Mitch Marner in the off season, it's, Mitch Marner already knows where he's going. And that he didn't even make it to the free agent market this past summer. And that's kind of becoming more the norm. So they're big on guys like Jake O'Brien, obviously Shane Wright, Berkeley Catton, guys that they're kind of developing in the system, and that seems to be kind of the plan.
Okay, what's the strength of this team right now?
Oh, defense, absolutely, and goaltending. Their offense is struggling. It is wild how just the disparity between the defensive numbers and the offensive numbers. They're struggling to score, but goaltending has been absolutely rock solid, and this system that Lane Lambert has put in has frustrated some very good teams. And the problem is they just can't, if it gets to be, if that's shaky at all, they're not going to be able to outscore, what they give up. So it's, but hey, they're right there in playoff contention. It has been a truly strange year for the Seattle Kraken.
How is his system frustrating teams, even really good teams?
It just kind of bogs them down. They are really focused on their own zone. They just kind of catch whatever comes in and just smother it. And you've seen teams just kind of not really know what to do with that or not really know how to overcome it. But you've also seen lately, even like the San Jose Sharks and most recently the Edmonton Oilers, just kind of find the weak spots and just kind of exploit them. And earlier in the season, it was working really, really well. Lately, we've seen some cracks.
You said defense is the strength of this team. And you also mentioned that, they're probably not going to swing for the fences when it comes to free agency. So how does this team build? How do they build themselves into becoming contenders?
And that by that logic, it's going to take a minute because these guys are not going to be ready tomorrow. Jake O'Brien is still a teenager. Berkeley Catton's still a teenager. You hope that it's quick and that that these guys pan out at all and that it happens fast. But it really does sound like, if you're doing this, it's a gradual process, and that means it'll last, but it means it's, not going to be this summer.
Kate, you obviously know hockey very well, and you can see how championship teams and how they're built has maybe changed over time. I'm so used to sitting here yelling at clouds for the Mariners to sign free agents, and even then recognizing that drafting and developing your own talent is very important, that I just kind of transitioned that thought process straight to the Kraken without maybe some hesitation that I should have had. Do you think that the way that Jason and the organization wants to do this is probably how they have to? Or is there, to you as a hockey fan, as someone who knows the game, are you seeing some missed opportunities?
I see the logic in it, and I do know that everything has gotten different over the last few years. But like you, every summer I'm just some dark part of my brain is like, just give up some pieces, like it doesn't matter, just package some stuff. I'm sure if you could maybe not a Mitch Marner, but maybe you could get, kind of a second tier free agent, just especially if it's not working, just package some stuff up. What could happen? But then I also remind myself that I never make any fantasy trades. Like I'm not actually that person when it comes to real life. So I know that not that fantasy is real life, but I'm very hesitant with my pieces in fantasy. So who am I trying to fool here? But I do think that there's probably some missed opportunities if you were willing to really go for it. And I want them to go for it. But I know in reality, I think the light part of our brains that we're referencing here are correct. And that if you want, if you're kind of a middle of the road contender, it makes more sense to do this. If you have real championship chops, then you spend. But if you're like kind of, we're not quite there yet, then this is probably the way that you do it. Yes, sad.
Does it feel like the Kraken have found their head coach for the next 3 to 4 seasons? Like, what's the progress report?
It probably alarmed some fans, some coaching candidates, a lot of people when Dan Bilesma, their last head coach, had exactly 1 season at the helm. But they didn't like what they were seeing with him, and they just moved on very quickly. And Lane Lambert has been, to his absolute credit, as advertised. This is kind of Lane Lambert hockey, and he has very limited head coaching experience. He's a season and a half in New York was it, but he's been an assistant coach for a long time and waiting for that second call up, and he got it. And I do, just for background, and I do think that if they keep going like this and he can keep them kind of, in contention while they're waiting on the Jake O'Briens to kind of come up, then I think there's no reason why, if this continues to work, I don't see any reason why he can't be around for a couple more seasons at least.
What are some of the things that you can build over this time? Because now, after talking with you, the way I'm looking at the Kraken is, okay, this is a step in what could be, years-long process to kind of draft and develop that talent. Obviously, you don't want wasted seasons. This season isn't going to come with a Stanley Cup, but what things can you start to build?
I guess, a coach would tell you, build good habits, help Joey Decord become this, like a powerhouse goaltender. He's been kind of under the radar in Seattle because Seattle is just kind of, under the radar right now. And he, I would, again, this is me armchair GMing, don't overplay him. We've seen what happens when he gets overplayed. He gets hurt and his numbers struggle. Just, give him a manageable workload, but help him, put him in a position to succeed. And then maybe he can be, a top 10 goalie for you when your guys come up. And, lock up a couple of these guys on defense, you really can't argue with the Kraken's defense is very solid. It's really just the offense needs to catch up.
How do you feel about just the young talent? You mentioned some of these names out there. When you look at these pieces, are these foundational pieces, or do you think that there needs to be a change in approach?
I think they absolutely could be. We haven't seen enough of some of the newcomers yet, just, training and development camps. But, Shane Wright has been in such a limited role. He's the former 4th overall pick. At one point, he was going to be the top overall pick. And now he's kind of playing in the kind of like dipping into the bottom 6, has never played a whole lot of, big minutes consistently. And there's been some talk, especially lately, about what are we kind of doing with Shane? Is he really ever going to thrive in this sort of system? Don't know. We'll a little too soon to tell, but if it's not working out for much longer, maybe you consider, like I said, making a big deal, and maybe he's part of it. And not even years is it was the 2nd overall pick, their very first draft. He is a very solid two-way forward. He's probably not going to put numbers up like he did his rookie season. I think that was kind of a false hope for a lot of people who thought he was just going to be this top scorer, and that was a bit of an outlier in his career. That's not who he is. And so Berkeley Hatton it is way too soon to tell for him, because 19 games into his first NHL season, he still hasn't scored a goal. So bit of a slow start for him, but it is basically the guys they have, very mixed bag. The guys that are waiting in the wings, too soon to tell. So don't you love that kind of an answer, right?
She is Seattle Times Kraken reporter Kate Shefte. The latest from Kate, SeattleTimes.com, the Seattle Times app. She is Kate Shefte. Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Thank you.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. That's next.
Get inside the huddle.
The handoff inside. He's going to go! Touchdown! Seahawks!
Taking you inside the VMAC every week. Thursdays, noon to 2.
Our guys show up to play.
Player interviews.
It's obviously been paying off. Just going to continue to do that.
Previewing this week's matchup.
We'll say they come out and just run the ball down the Niners' throats.
And everything Seahawks.
If anybody had a doubt, don't.
The Huddle. Every Thursday at noon. Exclusively on the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
When you're at home and next to your windows, do you notice cold air or a draft when the wind blows? How about moisture or leaking during a rainstorm? Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years in our home, our window seals started breaking. A failed window can do major damage to your home, and the older the window, the more likely it is to fail. That's why right now is an excellent time to have Harley Exteriors come by for a no-charge consultation. That's exactly what I had done over the summer, and not only were they extremely knowledgeable about all things windows, I found them to be polite, professional, and respectful. In other words, people you want to do business with. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans. Buy 3 windows, get 1 free. No payments or interest until 2027. And take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. They'll give you an honest assessment and quote. Go to harleyexteriors.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Resendiz Painting reminds listeners the holidays are meant to be a time of good cheer and warm gatherings with family and friends. Don't spoil the spirit of the season by getting behind the wheel after drinking. Always designate a sober driver or take a ride share for a safe ride home. Let's all work together to keep our roadways safe and accident-free this holiday season. Happy holidays to you and yours from the entire team at Resendiz Painting, the family-owned painting experts celebrating 15 years of serving you. Online at resendizpainting.com.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
You've heard the saying, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Since 1926, my family's been helping local businesses make great first, second, and long-term impressions. We know how to make your company look good with quality uniforms, logoed apparel, floor mats, linens, and more. If you're paying for linen service or doing it yourself, let's have the conversation. The information and quote are free, but the savings and service can really add up. Visit suplinen.com. Superior Linen Service. It's what we do.
I know a lot of you guys are listening from your phones right now, so it's the perfect time to give a shout out to my friends over at AT&T. The other guys will make claims saying this and that about how great their network is, and I'm just here to set the record straight that AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. I don't know about you guys, but it just gives me so much peace of mind when I'm going to do the things I love, and I know my wireless networks got me. Like if I'm going to a concert or a basketball game or even something outdoorsy, knowing I'm going to have fast service and can share what I'm up to is a game changer. You want to know you can post what you want to post, call who you want to call. And with AT&T, it literally doesn't matter where you're going. I promise you, they're already there. Don't just take it from me. Actual tests prove AT&T is America's fastest and most reliable wireless network. When you compare, there is no comparison. Based on RootMetrics' United States Root Score Report, 1H 2025 tested with best commercially available smartphones on 3 national mobile networks across all available network types. Your experiences may vary. RootMetrics rankings are not an endorsement of AT&T.
The birth of the American supercar is now open at America's Car Museum. Curated by Steve Saline, it's a high-octane journey through muscle, speed, and rare supercars, plus racing simulators, great food, and family fun. Visit americascarmuseum.org.
Hey, Mike Salk here. Book your stay at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel for an evening of elegance at a night at the Grand Ball. This New Year's Eve celebration includes the legendary DJ Super Sam. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I need to know, what does the West Coast do better than the East Coast? I said baseball.
You said you had one. What's the other one?
My answer. So initially I was Googling because I was like, well, what do other people say? But as I was Googling, I was like, oh, for me, it's kickoff times for the NFL. I'm a morning person, so I really enjoy that a game starts it's all day. It starts at 10, and then I get to watch at either 105, 125, whatever. And then there's Sunday night, and then I can still watch whatever show I want. When it's 8 p.m., I have a whole evening of watching Real Housewives of Potomac or whatever new thing I'm watching on HBO. Like, instead of like, oh, it's midnight and I have work tomorrow and this game's
Feel that.
in the fourth. Like, I don't like that.
Feel that. Mine would be Mexican food.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the correct answer.
kids.
Pizza,
yelling.
maybe?
Pizza for sure.
They got
Yeah,
trains.
unfortunately.
We don't really have trains like they do.
That's
You
true.
say they have trains.
Public
I guess I didn't
transit.
say a public transit. It's just, railroads. They're just different over there. I guess that is an answer. Pizza, fighting with strangers, for sure. One of them.
Basketball.
What the West Coast does better? Passive aggressiveness.
Facts.
They can't touch it.
We've got better outdoors too.
Well, like better outdoor activities.
Yeah, like
just
our mountains are
Okay.
better.
All right, like, no, our
Air's
sky's
cleaner.
better.
Yeah, people
But
go
think
camping
about-
more.
Think about like the mountainous areas of the southeast.
No. Like
Isn't it
the
supposed
Appalachians?
Yeah, isn't that supposed to
No.
be pretty?
Appalachian?
Or is it like
West Virginia?
Their mountain ranges are like hills.
Oh, okay.
Our mountains are mountains.
You know what's weird? I went to New Orleans when I was in
Volcanoes.
high school, and the guy that was literally driving us on a boat through the bayou said that he'd never seen a mountain in his life.
That's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
It's true. Every time-
we said we were from Washington State, and he was like, "Whoa!" Like he thought it was the craziest thing. Maybe he does that with
a
everyone.
lot of times when friends come from out of town, they've never been here before, and they see Mount Rainier staring them right in the face. They're kind of like, whoa.
You know, I will say that if you were driving, or like when you can see the Olympics sometimes, or like just there are certain drives through Seattle where you go, wow, you can see like whole mountains.
Whenever I
behind
cross
this.
the pass,
Yeah.
I'm constantly just
It
staring
looks like a
this is
screensaver.
crazy.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Everything's
Everything
scary.
scares you.
Everything scares me. Someone said sunsets. Sunrises are very cool, though, on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
What I need to know: eggnog yay or eggnog nay?
Yay.
I answered
Depends
this
on you got a
yesterday.
little drink in there in that eggnog. You know what I'm saying? A little something to that eggnog.
I don't like eggnog,
No?
even with something in it.
something.
Even with something, I don't like eggnog.
Why you sound like that?
I was gonna make.
When
it
was the last time you had eggnog?
I don't think I've had it ever.
So
but I
how
don't,
can you even say it?
Because I've had eggnog flavored. One time I had
It's not the same.
No, one time I had an eggnog flavored candy, and I thought, what is this? And it was eggnog, and I said, not for me.
She gave up on eggnog.
Yeah, I've never
You haven't
actually.
even had the real thing.
No, I've never had actual eggnog, but I don't like the sound of it.
You're not even giving it
You're
a
like
chance.
my children when trying new food.
Does any part of that surprise you?
No.
Exactly. What I need to know in general: what position is the best athlete on a football field, as judged by pure combination of speed, strength, agility? Like, who's the best
Edge
athlete?
rushers. Edge rushers.
Yeah.
There's no way you should be that big moving like that.
But better hands between them or a tight end. Tight end's not getting around offensive linemen, like it's different. But could edge rushers?
You can say nothing to convince me otherwise. Miles Garrett.
I know. No, you're correct. That is the correct answer.
He's 6'5".
Who do you think is Miles Garrett? Would you put him right now like the most freak athlete?
Man, what's that light bill like? What's that?
Yeah.
You know?
That's a very dad thought.
It is.
I have no issue with it whatsoever. Does anyone have a problem with it?
Nah. We used to drive around town looking for homes when I was a kid.
It's something that they're just doing to themselves. You're right. It's more of like a sucks for your light bill, but like cool, I guess.
Mhm.
I have no Brenna.
Okay.
What if you met Brenna? You're like, so
Okay.
nice to meet you. And she was like, oh, why don't we stop in my apartment and have a quick drink before we go out? And you were like, no problem. What if you walked into her apartment and it was decorated like a winter wonderland? Like it
Who's to
looks
say
like
it
the
wasn't?
North Pole. I'm not talking Christmas
I unloaded
decorations are
so
up.
many
I'm
boxes
talking,
of Christmas
I'm
decorations.
talking like it is floor to
That would not be a red
ceiling.
flag. It would be
That would be a red flag for me.
interesting. I'd be like, okay, you're big into Christmas. Okay, I can work with that.
If I was just hypothetically, if it was like, oh, nice to meet you, and this guy's like, oh, why don't you pop in? Let's have a drink before we go out. And I said, no problem. and then his house looked like the North Pole.
I think it's honestly, it's weirder if a guy is bigger into
1,000%
Christmas
weirder.
than it is for a girl.
No offense. What I need to know, is it possible we see the Seahawks and Rams in the NFC Championship game, and that is the de facto Super Bowl back like in 2014?
Yep. It's going down. Mark your calendars.
I think it would be more possible if one of them was the number 1 seed, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they absolutely.
Like the 1 and the 2.
Yeah, inevitably would meet in the playoffs, assuming they both get through the first round, right? So right now Chicago's the number 1, so it would be
Rams will play the Niners in the opening
so
round.
it would be 2 seed Rams against 7 seed Niners right now, hypothetically, and then it would be 5 seed Seattle against 4th seed Tampa Bay. So then obviously, like, the Seahawks would face the number 1 seed. Rams would go on to face the 6th seed if they advanced. It could happen. It would just be easier if one of them was a number 1 seed. Because then you skip over some of the matchups there. But yeah, could totally happen. And based on how the AFC's looked, I think whoever you face in the NFC in any round is going to be tougher than what the AFC looks like right now. I would rather face, for instance, any of these AFC teams: Broncos, Bills, Patriots, Colts, Jags, Chargers, Ravens, than face the Rams.
Facts.
And I'm not trying to be like too overly respectful of the Rams, but they're a very good team.
They're a good ball club.
Yeah. But I need to know. Let's see. Someone wanted to know, when's the worst time to schedule your physical because you've been eating and drinking like crazy? Right after Thanksgiving, right after New Year's, or right after the Super Bowl? Like, what would be your doctor would say, you need help?
Probably Super Bowl. For real.
Say, please.
Your boy be lit.
Please go see another doctor. They need more of us. More eyes on this. Wyman and Bob coming up next.
First shutout win for the Seahawks.
Wyman and Bob.
Since September 27th of 2015.
Remember that well.
Do you?
No.
I don't either. Had to look it up.
Every afternoon at 2.
It was kind of a weird game. I mean, it was just kind of a grind towards the end, but I mean, man, you hold any NFL team to a shutout, I don't care how bad they are. It's something to be proud of.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Coming to Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, a holiday spectacular, Thursday, December 4th, with the Clairvoyants. Tommy Ten and Amelie Van Toss are the Clairvoyants, runners-up on America's Got Talent, performing a blend of magic, illusion, and mysterious mentalism. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this holiday spectacular with the Clairvoyants, December 4th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7.